Hello everyone, how's it going today? Let me know how the microphone sounds. I've changed my settings because I woke up today. I had to disassemble my headset and full reset it because apparently it was just stuck in the on position. That was fun. And then I had to redo my OBS settings because it deleted my mic setting, if you can believe that. I'm very upset today. Also, I had to copy paste over my recorded mic settings, which I'm gonna hope isn't gonna cause me any issues. Let's mute the mic first. I'm just gonna collapse it and put it over here so it's not quite as in the way. But the issue with this mic is that I can't shrimp anymore. I have to actually kind of be close to it. So let me know how it sounds. Let me know if I can fix it. Maybe I'll just have to change mine too. Yeah, the newest OBS update is just, you know. It's a solid moment. But no, how's everyone doing today? OBSing? Hey Raven, how's it going? Also, yeah, hello to Tier, who got first, by the way. Let's go. Tier with the steal first place. And there we go. Also, congratulations, Tier. I saw a DM. But EP Soul Boy, Morgana, Dreek, hello, Dreekfire, how's it going? Chuck Bunley, good to see you. I go apply my okay, there we go. Roinder affirming core, that's what I had to read. Hey, Saito, welcome in. Hello, FTD Susan. Hello. Morgana, hello. Sorgi and Stormy, not good. Yeah, so we had the Ron Steel spelling. You know what? I was thinking like Tier with the steel chair, but with the steel first place is actually really funny. That's really good. But yeah, so I went to sleep with rain last night, and by went to sleep I meant like I kind of was like up at 2 a.m. and there was rain. So I mosey out of bed this morning at like 10:30ish, and there's snow everywhere. Hey Lava, how's it going? There's snow outside, chat, which is nice because that means here, let's get some YouTube music going on in the background. I'm feeling cassette beast today. I'm feeling a little silly. A little, alright, cross your heart first. Alright, plus this way we can bait Carson into the stream. And then I have one mod. But, alright, let's just... Now it does, I'm not sure, but we'll see how that goes. Just up at 2 a.m. extreme bedtime. Oh my god. Alright, let's boot into FTD. I did some light planning on the privateer over my break this little past week, just because I was having fun building it. I didn't want to stop, so I did some off-stream mining, guys. I got some diamonds for us. I got early after going to sleep at 2 a.m. So it's not that I went to bed at 2 a.m. And so I went to bed at 9, I woke up at 2, I stayed up until 7, and then I had a little bit of a nap. We got full on rainstorm weather right now. Town I'm in is probably going to flood through. Well, you think if you get like rain consistently, you would have prep to not flood, but hey, what do I know? Alright, I gotta like move you over here, and then I gotta be over here so let me move the camera angle. There we go. Alright, when I look at you, chat, is when I'm going to be looking directly forward, okay? Actually, I guess I could do it this way. Oh, we can go back to that early camera angle where it's like, anytime I look over to the right, it was mute. No, that doesn't work. Alright, we're doing left side camera angle. So every day my mic setup gets more and more obnoxious. Hello, immediate ad? Yeah, that happens. I'll wait for the ad break to go through, and then we will get started. But yeah, so... today's plan, let's, I probably need to copy this over. I don't know if I did that yet. 1 second, chat. Alright, there we go. You guys should be able to hear me now. And I should have the same filters I had earlier. Let's go! Got ads for like 50 seconds, nice. But we only slept 3 hours because she woke up because she was supposed to be called, and is now starting to become night. They never called. Aw, bastards. They don't get cleared out and so it flooded last year. At that point, you just gotta do a community effort, because clearly the township doesn't care, right? Alright. Also, another day where I don't have the split setup, where I can just hit a button and go down to the size I want to be, because I want to be a little bit bigger. There we go. Alright. I'm sure we'll figure this out one day, chat. You know, streaming's not like my profession or anything. It's not the only thing I really do nowadays. You think I'll have time someday to figure it out. Alright, I was in bed early, but the cat started chaos free 30. Yeah, that checks out. Alright, let's move you over here. Ooh, okay, my side table does not like doing this. Come on, surely we can figure this out. There we go, now it's not obnoxiously in the camera. Come on. I don't know how loud this is for you, also I apologize if it's loud. There we go. That feels like the setup I want. Alright, let's get into it, shall we? Napoleon hides an ocean, no worries, have a good one. Have a good one. Forgot to reduce the shiny sense on my white paint, so I apologize in advance, no worries. It only caused an issue with the bitrate last week because OBS was being messed up. I've updated my OBS, hence what caused the tech issues today. So that should fix everything else. Alright. So let's take a look at what we did with the privateer. I got the hull done, that's the big thing that I did with it. The hull's completely filled in now. I started doing some bulkheads, haven't got there quite yet, but I want to at least have a little bit, probably like, I could do 2 wide bulkheads between the armored turret wells and each other. Just to prevent any explosions that would cascade out, because if one turret gets taken out, I don't want both of them taken out, right? Person did try to buy me out like that, that's true. I have no idea what this is in reference to, but I will, it sounds like something I would do. Alright, so we have our engine area where we want it to be. We have the half fan case, because we don't have a full one, because we want to be able to have fire and access out the back. So, what does that mean for us? What I might do is I actually might switch it up at the back. So instead of having both back ends raise up, I might actually keep this one lowered and then have this one come up a little bit higher than that side. Because it needs to support the building, right? That's what I'm thinking right now. Hey, let's get on to that, shall we? It's gonna be a really peaceful, chill day of building, I think, today. Someone would buy me out like that. Jesus Christ, guys. Jesus, guys. Chat, are you okay, chat? You doing okay today, chat? You need to talk about anything? Hope you all are doing okay. Which way you wanna go? God, the song's so good. Alright, yeah, and then the smokestack can just be supported by exterior pillars here. Alright, that works. I still have like the cream from the coffee in my throat, so I can't do like actual clear voice. It sucks. The one piece is the deed to Soulboy. He's a barren piece of land on an island somewhere. Calling Soulboy a barren island just feels kind of messed up, I'm not gonna lie. It feels kind of fucked up, doesn't it? Am I the only one here who thinks that? The cream? Yeah. Yeah, so I have those little instant coffee packs because I'm lazy, right? And so they come with like the powdered milk or powdered cream or whatever it is. The issue is I'm lactose intolerant. So it causes issues where like anytime I have dairy products, it just gets like really cloying or like clogging in my throat and like, you know, just causes me to have a lot of mucus. It's very annoying. I did this wrong. No, actually no, it's the pattern that's wrong. I'm perfectly fine. Alright, there we go. I gotta go through and play Cassette Beast sometime. Alright, chat, what we'll do is we'll find a week when Carson's busy, okay? Then we'll play, like, we'll all play through Cassette Beast when Carson's busy. We're evil, that's why. Remember, chat, we have to be evil here. Alright, there we go. Yeah, you know what, big stern enjoyers, stay winning, okay? We'll have just a rather large stern here, there we go. Yeah, that's not bad. And we can always deco on something if we feel that's a little bit barren back there, but I think we'll be okay. So everyone ignores it. Well, it's stupid. And plus, so much of like food preservation is based on dairy, right? Think of like cheese, think of yogurt, stuff like that, right? Like dairy was such a large staple in European populations and a lot of Middle Eastern populations as well. And like, you know, I didn't come for 2,000 years of evolution, at least, you know, since like the Common Era started, to be lactose intolerant. I ain't dealing with that. Hey, Dome, how's it going? Made it for Reds. Welcome in. Welcome in. Have you tried not drinking milk? No. I refuse. Alright. So I have the Freebooters smokestacks here as an example. I'll probably change them up. TM. Maybe. We'll see. I might also raise them up a little bit. Feel a little bit low. Alright. God, same old story always goes so hard. Sorry, I love cassette piece music. It's such a vibe. It's so clean. Alright, let's just get this all connected. There we go. I am a little bit eepy still as well, so I might do stuff inefficiently today. It is what it is. You know, we're vibes based. It's like vibe coding, except we're vibes building. And Potak can be like the QA later. I'm sure he loves it when I tell him to be the QA. Yep. All right. We got that part. How do we want to connect over here is the question. I don't know. Scuff be upon you. Thank you, Arrow. I already fixed the scuff today, though. Not drinking milk for a long time makes everyone lactose intolerant. Weird. So lactose is broken down by lactase, right? It's enzyme or protein. You know, I used to know more about this, but I'm tired. I haven't had my coffee yet, Chad. It's sitting right there. The population of my muscle cells is the most cheapest protein in Canada when it comes to cost. Yeah, well, it's because we have supply and demand. Hey, Screecher Owl, how's it going? Enzyme, thank you. Yeah, and so essentially, your body produces, like when you're just a little guy, your body produces a lot of lactase because then, you know, you can, like most mammals have this where they can then have like milk and whatnot. As you grow older, you're supposed to switch to solid food, and you eventually, your body goes like, all right, we ain't doing milk no more, so we're going to stop producing lactase. And that's where lactose intolerance comes in, right? It's just when your body stops producing lactase. Some people just never stop. And so it's lactose intolerance is the standard state of humans, and people who aren't intolerant of lactose is the evolution. Also, I realized I had my my mirror mode on. Damn it. Okay. You know what, actually, I wanted to get those smokestacks out of there anyway, so let's do that. That was not what I wanted. Let's reconsider. Alright, there we go. Let's take one of these guys before we delete them. Also, who did the vocals for cassette piece? Like because I think this is one of Kaylee's songs? It's been so long since I played cassette piece. I'm waiting until I forget the story so that I can go back and experience it all at once instead of piecemeal, like how I did the first time. And I'm very excited for it because it's actually a pretty solid game. Alright, save you, delete. I think we can just do that now. Yeah, I don't see anything else falling apart right now. Alright, there we go. Did all the untethered decos. Now let's take you, load you up. I kind of want a little overhang over this front turret maybe, or like a balcony maybe. But let's say that's enough room. Okay, you know what? That one's on me, Chad. I didn't think to re-enable it. Alright. And then we kind of want them actually directly into each other. So we're going to actually do this time. There we go. Alright. And we'll have the mast at the back. We'll have superstructure underneath. We can build the deck up however far up we need. Yeah, I think that's a bit more proportional, having it taller than the engine too. And then we're just gonna have a massive wiring and pipes going from the power generation smokestack area to the engine. To be fair, enzymes are just proteins too, so both are correct. Yeah, I like being specific. Yeah, lactose tolerance is the weird mutation, honestly. Yeah. So I'm a mutant, yeah. So keep in mind, evolution doesn't necessarily mean mutant. Because I wouldn't say lactose tolerance is a mutation anymore. I'd say it started off as one back in the Neolithic, when we first started really, like, you know, animal husbandry. Good Age of Empires 2 tech, by the way, 10% food increase, really helpful. Arrow, you should have picked it instead of losing. I have lactose tolerance, you chocolate. I'm here for the homies. The milk drinkers gain and never. You know, it makes so much sense that Arrow is a milk drinker. What the hell is happening here? We're talking about milk drinking. You want in? No, we're explaining how lactose tolerance versus intolerance evolved in humanity. So we're talking about milk drinking. You want in is kind of crazy. I apologize. I just woke up. There we go. 1v1 me, Age of Empires free. I would still win. Also, interesting that Arrow only challenges me to an Age of Empires free 1v1 after the servers go down. Lactose tolerance, but intolerant to milk. I refuse that a principle. I see, I see. Yes, you would win, but it would be fun. That's true. That is true. Mostly meant that crab looks weird for people to go. Oh, have you not seen it as we've been going about? I've been trying to do an asymmetric catamaran pathos design. And so so Monday, we just sat here for 5 hours because I kept saying, I'll do roasts when I run out of creativity. I did not run out of creativity, so now we have this monstrosity. And honestly, it's actually getting, it's almost there. Building more boat, indeed, Whitehead. How goes it? Or the L peeps? Peops? What's evolution but a series of advantageous mutations? Well, there's a lot more to that. Do you want the full explanation? Like, I can... Alright, chat. In this class, I will explain what evolution is, okay? So... Oh, my mic's starting to peak. Oh, great. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Why are you doing that, Mr. Mike? I literally put a limiter on you. Do I need to decrease your limiter? Yeah, actually, no, I know what I messed up, actually. I'm supposed to have this little guy here. There we go. Woo, free class. Lesson time, let's go. No, I'm just joking. We'll do a lesson probably tomorrow. Because, who are we going to play tomorrow, chat, for EU5? I want to incorporate history lessons back into my EU5 streams. They don't have to be advantageous? Exactly. So, for example, what's a good example of non-advantageous evolution? I'm trying to actually think right now. Well, I guess, like, left-handed versus right-handed works as non-advantageous. Because, like, there's no... Ambidextrous is advantageous evolution, but whether you're left-handed or right-handed really doesn't have a difference there. I don't even know if that's evolution. I think that's more just to do with... That has more to do with brain chemistry than, like, the actual handedness of a person. Edge in the knowledge? How could you... We'll just show up tomorrow, then. Catch me in a preppy school uniform sitting up straight at my desk ready to learn before... Oh, no, Rosen canceled the class. No, yeah. Eye color isn't advantageous. Well, okay, so... They're looking into eye color, and I know that apparently people with different eye colors can see, like, slightly different light ranges, which is really interesting. I remember looking up something about this back in, like, 2018. Prey animals making noise to alert others the presence of a predator. Thus, alert inside predator or their presence. Overall, that's still beneficial, actually, because that makes more of the species survive. So keep in mind, evolution is not about an individual. Evolution is about the species. So prey animals that alert others to predator animals, that's actually still considered advantageous evolution. Alright, let's put the chin out to here. I hate doing superstructures for Pathos style. And also, as you can see, I hate doing superstructures in general because I'm kind of doing all the recognizable parts first, so I don't have to, you know, do the rest of it. Big blue-eyed humans are more likely to get an eye disease. That's true. I believe that one. Yeah. Leucism in animals is generally extremely advantageous, but that doesn't stop all the squirrels in my area from being white. Well, see, is leucism or albinoism, for those of you who may not know. I'm pretty sure we don't use albinoism anymore, but One second, let me blow my nose and I'll explain this. Obviously, it ruins any natural camouflage. They stand out a lot more. They're higher contrast, yada 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 yada, right? But I would argue that one's more of an mutation than an evolution, because creatures with leucism are not guaranteed to pass down the trait. Oh, my assaults are pretty. Okay, Soul Boy. Probably becoming an epidemic, I've heard. Yeah, Soul Boy's punching around random people apparently. All right, let's grab the freebooter. And it was to be nice because I like having the freebooter for scale here, because I do need the privateer to be cheaper than the freebooter, and we're not quite there yet. I worry that the privateer is going to be the same cost as the freebooter, because I want the privateer to be around 200k if possible. All right, so we have the chin here. Now I do want to do the balcony chin. Like, have the balcony out front. Now, assuming that's the chin of the superstructure, we can still have free guns facing forward, which is nice. And then the fourth gun is a side. Actually, you know what, maybe if we curve it, we could have all 4 guns. Oh, you know what? Okay, the AI work on this is going to be really fun to try and get all guns firing at once. Oh, I'm so glad that is not my problem. That will be a Spidicy problem. No patent baldness is proof that evolution is a cruel mistress with no regard for how fabulous I want. Never admit that in court. Plead insanity. I don't think Soulboy would have to plead insanity. I think they just know. They look at him and they go, yeah, that's insanity. But this one, I've just kind of gone with it, and so far it's working. Also, chat, I did a proper stern. I hate it, but you know what? That's how most of my sterns go, so. Yeah, so we'll be able to have props coming out there. Because I want this stern to have props and the big fan on the back. Because the way Deep Underguard designs work is that you can't have just props for propulsion. You need usually like water wheels, right? Or like sails to indicate that it's propelled by not just props. And so that's why I did the giant airboat fan on the back. Also, I just want to see how big of an engine I can build. Of course, as a confirmed stern heighter. What do you mean, the stern 40s? Look, I took the time to do a stern and a bow, okay? Is that not enough for you people? Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, because this is based off an airboat, I'll probably have... Half this was like, take a layer off the bottom and make it amphibious, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So what we'll probably end up doing is I'll just have hydrofoils, and that makes it rise a little bit out of the water. I'm hoping this goes... I want it to go about, like, 30 to 35 meters a second, so it catches up with the yellow fins, right? Because ideally, I'd want 2 yellowfins, and then this is a squadron leader. This has a lot less... Well, actually, I think this is bigger. No, it's half the one. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, the privateer feels so much bigger, probably because it's empty, it doesn't have the volume yet. But 101.49 versus 145.31. Interesting. Well, I guess most of this area is going to be empty, right? Whereas the freebird is surprisingly non-empty because it has so many guns. Selective breeding of a subset of evolution? Pardon? Wagging the tip around, but only the music was coming out? Now it's fine, though. Only the music was coming out? Oh, probably because I was muted for a little bit. So I muted to blow my nose and then came back. If my audio is cutting out, though, that's a different story. But it shouldn't be, because I'm almost peaking, actually, which is pretty bad. I have new audio settings because I had to replace my entire mic setup today, so... What is finasteride? Oh, it's hair care stuff to regrow hair that was thinning. This is the decay of my very soul. If I went bald, I would generally. Okay, Winpot, don't say that. First off, you should never. There should be no like superficial condition clause to end your own life. Secondly, I wouldn't say that because you don't know what other people in chat are going through, right? You know, now that you just mentioned it, I kind of hear it speaking slightly. Yeah, 1 second, I'll reduce it again. Alright, there we go. We shouldn't be peaking now. I have it reduced by 2.5 decibels, and I'm not that loud when I talk. There we go. Okay, we're out of the peak zone. Okay, we're actually just edging the peak zone. Apparently, if I use... Why? I have a limiter, you bastard! This microphone is just like, no, doesn't want to work. Alright, whatever. Alright, let me know if it's speaking again. But he missed the dog's evolution on the dog's end. Oh, yeah. I would argue it is. Alright. Okay. Now, I'm trying to think, do I want anything to come out of the engine to go into this area here? Because obviously... yeah, I'm not sure. I was going to say obviously, and then it's like, no, it's actually not that obvious. Surprise, surprise. Let's grab that Ever fan build I wanted the Yoink from. The Rubigino. We're going to do some casual Thefston today. Because pretty much, I'm going to do a Freebooter-esque start with the chin into a balcony, such as over here. That's just awesome. Oh, okay, that's super easy. I can just copy that then. And then under here, we'll do the same thing. Alright, that works. You look at pugs and say they have positive mutations? Oh, god, no. Yeah, so I would argue that selective breeding is evolution, because that's why we don't have aurochs anymore. We only have cows, or oxen. Oh, hey, our prowler was in there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Melzor, you missed your review of the prowler. I think you did a really good job. I just didn't like the prowler as a concept. But I think your changes to it, like the big broadsides, were actually really interesting. Alright. Take the hormone of finasteride blocks turns testosterone towards baldness, so reducing testosterone would have a similar effect. I still have to Dr. Ro. Alright, this is how we get chug on estrogen, chat. I'm joking. As a reminder, chat, we cannot force femme anyone. But you watch the VOD? Hell yeah. What about collies, though? Well, see, collies have the issue of, like, if they're not productive, they get depressed. I'm pretty sure that was collies. There are some dogs that are actually smart enough where if they're not doing what they were bred for, they get really depressed, and that's really sad. Relatable, yeah. Soulboy, are you doing what you were meant for in life? Alright, let's do... just a little bit of a balcony. And again, honestly, is anyone doing what they're meant to in life? What are people meant to do in life, right? Like, it comes up with the question. Let's get philosophical, chat. I need a distraction from my building so that I can do better on it. Is anyone truly doing what they're meant to in life? Alright, there we go. Yeah, actually, no, I don't need to... I know they did it where they have the 2 to 4 transition there. Or, what is it? No, it's not a transition, that is just... okay, never mind. Oh, it's because it's the 2 blocks backwards, I see. Okay, I see what happened. We're actually just gonna have it split out like this, I think. Actually, you know what? No, we don't need it to. Let's just have a very small balcony. We don't need that big of a one. No, in early humankind, we were just balling, which we're doing right now. Honestly, true. It's really interesting that society has outpaced evolution at this point. Like, you know, think of the globalization of information. Like, you know, being able to go on Twitter or just any social media and immediately find out whatever happened that day from the news. The human mind isn't capable of dealing with that. So what happens when you don't leave a little dirt under your pillow for the dirt man in case he comes to town? So true. Alright. Now we could do a little bit bigger. Let's swap it around, actually. So we'll actually do 3 meter offset on the outside, just to make it a little bit more circular. There we go. Now I just want to move this all forward. By 1, there we go. All right. Yeah, so it gives us a little bit of room over top there, but we're not quite blocking out that other turret's angle yet, which is nice. We could still attack that fan build if we wanted to, you know, remove all evidence that we're Fiefston right now. But, I say Fiefston. I do ask people before I steal stuff. And by that I mean they submit the raw roast, which if you read the clause in the pinned message, it gives up all and any assets to me. I love being a shitter. Alright, let's make this part a little bit better. I don't know if you knew, but you can actually right-click when you've captured the pre-prop to easily delete what's in the box. That I did not know, actually. Thank you. It's our built for being subjected to being farmed by corporate detention farms. Who would have guessed? I know, right? Anyway, it's why I tell people to get off social media nowadays. Like, I only really look at the platforms to talk with my friends nowadays. I no longer really use my feed on anything. So, it's the only way to really use social media without getting sucked into like doom scrolling and stuff, right? That's 3 blocks of room. Yeah, you know what, let's make it a little bit more claustrophobic. Alright, there we go. Okay. Do that. And how wide do we need it? Because I do kind of want it to... I kind of like how you extended it into your own superstructure here. You did a really good job on this. Yeah, this was Blue Man. I thought so. So let's take that. We'll just slowly extend it backwards. Then we'll try and match it into down here, I think. Does that work? Yeah, I kind of like that shape. And then just come here. No, because that kind of splays out too much, doesn't it? You know what, we'll build outwards as we get there, I think. We will quote-unquote figure it out. I know what we can do here. There we go. Because then we still have... I really like the way it's integrated here with the solid metal here. And then this comes down. Is this too small is the question, now that I'm looking at it. No, I think we can... Because we're going to build out the deck. We want the deck to be built around the superstructure a little bit. And then we're going to still have a rear platform from the bridge to where there's going to be a mast going up to his crow's nest, and then also have a little missile turret area. Started a card to the uni library here since they have the linen I was wanting to read. Oh, nice. Hey, Carson, how's it going? I was surprised you did not obliterate our paint usage on the Prowler. Honestly, because it wasn't as big a deal. It looked decently deep on our guard paint, so you know, reading this like a top free activity, so true. Not enough people read, and it shows. Alright, we'll have to paint this as well, because I realize it's not painted on the original here, but... Again, then that's just mirrored upside down. Alrighty, there we go. That's pretty solid. Yeah, no, I love the idea of having the chin-mounted balcony here. It's actually so cool. Alright. And then, you know what, if we have time today, after I'm done working on this, I kind of want to redesign the freebooter secondaries. So maybe we'll do like a little turret today as well. Deemed hydrate, thank you for the hydrate. Crazy statement coming from an FD player. Have you considered adding or removing more blocks or slopes? I will be. I'm just trying to get the basic shape first. Because the way I'm going to be connecting it in will be different. And I'm going to be doing a different snout pattern. I just want the balcony to be similar. I go into this a lot, but I really like having consistent design pattern. And so what we'll do actually up here is we'll switch this out with those offsets I was talking about earlier. Now, do we want to do 4 meter like we did on the freebooter? That's a great question. I think. Do I want to do that? It's kind of a vibe. Yeah, we'll do that. God, why is Giuseppe's music so good? I am once again asking. There we go. Yeah, we'll do like a smaller freebooter snout, I think. It's kind of the vibe it's giving me here. Alright, so that's... I always hate doing these snouts. Is this good? This is Giuseppe's. I was gonna say, I don't recognize... Have I not done this character's art, what's it called? Deal yet? Alright, I need you out here. There we go. How did I do the rest of this? I did do it like that, didn't I? Why? Why do I do this to myself? There we go. And then the rest of that will just be wood to match up what we already have. There we go. Oh, wow, that actually works pretty well. That works almost exactly as I need it to. Nice, okay. I'm still genuinely shocked whenever my designs work how they want them to. I sent up my Xbox finally, but the power supply broke, so I have to order a new one. Oh, shit. What are you planning on playing on the Xbox? I really just know expression autistic patterns of behavior. So true. Let's go. Figure out the block slopes before you add or remove them. True. It's just how it works. Look, some days you block, some days you slope, okay? It's just how it works. Alright. Now, I'm decently happy with this, I feel. We can just fill the snoot. There we go. Yeah, it has a little bit of offset out, too, which is nice. I was worried that maybe it was going to be a little bit too recessed or too matched up. But we have a little bit of offset out. Yeah, Blue Man, this was such a crisp idea, having the chin slung balcony. I really like this idea. Now, how do we modify it to make it mine? I blocked before, also. What's that to do? Hey, Aperture, how's it going? That looks like a heavily armed lifeboat. How many lifeboats? Okay, I've never seen a catamaran lifeboat, but okay. Oh, okie doke. Alright, back to the freebooter. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's just do freebooter, but, like, make it one shorter. So, actually, maybe I do make this... If I do free... You know what? Yeah, let's modify it a little bit. We'll move it back. It's not that I think about it, like, it shouldn't be as big as the freebooter snout. Is that really all of the OSTs for Giuseppe's? Well, you know what? We've done a lot of Persona 5 lately. Let's find a new game. Someone mentioned a new game that we can listen to. Because I'm slowly running out of games to listen to as we play. I've done Clair Obscure, I've done Giuseppe's, I've done Persona 5 quite a bit. Mechanicus? Ashenir? Does Ashenir have a good OST? Oh, Metal Gear Rising. You know what's so... I think Metal Gear Rising's all copyright, though. Otherwise, I would have loved to, because I loved playing for Metal Gear Rising. Connie, I don't know if you were here when I played... Oh, no, that would have been December. I think you were here for that. But oh my god, for those of you that may have missed out on the Metal Gear Rising days, it was such a fun time. I highly recommend going back and watching the VOD. It's on my channel. I did it all in one stream. Such a fun game. Alright. Alright. Actually, what we'll do here is let's... Yeah, what's up? God, that is so loud. Is it? What's my car doing now? Oh no. Motherfucker. So the reason why Sean is so insistent on making fun of me for oversleeping is because he set a meeting for 9 a.m. my time. I woke up at 8 my time. And he got mad at me for not being in the meeting yet. And I was like, it's only 8 o'clock, you said 9. And so apparently what happened is daylight savings is what happened. But, oh, that would never not be funny. Actually, let's keep that like that. There we go. Actually, no, we kind of have to. Yeah, we kind of have to do this, don't we? Because in here, how many blocks tall is inside? It should only be one, right? Yeah, okay, it should only be one. Why are they booing me? I'm right. There we go. Let's do that. Okay. Then we will just set up the windows. Where is it? There we go. 2 here, 2 here. There we go. And then I did do that angle, didn't I? Alright, let's, how far up did I do it? On the middle? Oh, I did wood like that. Why did I do that? Oh, no! Oh, no, chat. Alright, let's, take this out. We'll put this in here. Alright. I think that will fix it. That actually surprisingly works. But let's only do 1, because that way we can have windows follow the style here. Can I actually do this, maybe? That angle works a little bit better. That's going to be a very rough angle to do, but you know what? That's a quarry problem. That's not a me problem, chat. That's a quarry problem. Dude, daylight savings happened weeks ago. You can't just use that as your excuse. Well, the meeting also happened weeks ago, which coincidentally, because I'm using it as an excuse, was around daylight saving time. So believe it or not, hence why it was the issue. 425. Got to sleep. Have a good one, Aperture. It was good seeing you. Or was definitely not crushed to a fine pace by some guy with a hammer. That's true. Literally, it was just some guy with a hammer, by the way. We're not referring to one of the boss fights. We're referring to the fact that I no diffed the boss fights. I lost to some random grunt with a hammer, which I couldn't figure out how to kill. We don't hear Flory? Oh, shit, my bad. I heard him, so I figured it was fine. There we go. Should be able to hear him now. Alright, you know what, let's put on the Metal Gear Rising OST. Metal Gear, and then if I calmly and collectively build a little privateer. Okay. Also, so far, I'd like to point out, I as much as I'm saying, oh, Quarry or Potak can do this or that, how did you build all of this so far? I'm quite happy about this. This is a certified 100% Royston build.
Royston, yeah, I have a message from the field, carbon monoxide poisoning.
Jeez. You guys get TTS back, and that's what you want to use it on, is carbon monoxide poisoning? What did chat mean by this? Alright, we're not gonna need the little side mounts, so we'll need to find something else to, Actually, you know what? No, I do want a side mount. I want one. Alright, let's put on the forehead now. Make sure it's not too long. Yeah, we do want it to come over top a little bit. Neighbor chat, if your forehead doesn't come over top a little bit, what are you doing? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought was gonna happen. Shit. Alright, there we go. Okay, you know what? No, I'm kind of vibing with that. Once you put the glass in properly, it'll look better, don't get me wrong, but I think that works. Because what I want is something I wanted to put on the ransack but never got to. I want to put like a little side cannon tower on one side and then have the other side with the little gun. Or maybe not. Maybe we won't have a gun. Maybe we'll do something else. But I want to have like a little like improved rangefinder out the side. Don't diss my carbon monoxide poison. Also, which boss was this? I don't recognize this song. This is Hot Wind is Blown Extended. I see. Well, can we start in the start of the playlist instead of like halfway through? That'd be great. Yeah, this is Rules of Nature. All right. This is one of the DLCs. Ah, I see. Okay, I never played the DLCs. I never got to play as Flotsam's, or was it Flotstream Sam? I hear no songs. Hot Wind was DLC. Oh, you know what? Maybe a little bit too quiet. Can you guys hear it now? Alright. Yeah, okay, good. It's just a bit quiet. Yeah, it's because like I said, I do my audio separately, so like, it's really loud for me when it's quiet for you guys right now. Like, I have it about -20. Because like in a video, I normally keep it around -30, so maybe I just... Yeah, you know what, -20 decibels is fine. Let's put it down a little bit. There we go. It's a bit too loud. Oh my god, you guys are so... There we go. You know, we're leaving it at -20. Is that fine? That's very loud? Okay. There we go. What about here? That's -30, which is where I normally have it in my videos. You know what? Fuck it. We're leaving it here unless people are complaining it's still loud. Bit quiet before you made it louder. There's no pleasing you people. Seems good? Okay, thank you. Now, what percentage on YouTube is that? That's like 1/4. Okay, good. Because it is keeping it -30? Okay. Alrighty. No pleasing you people, I swear to God. I put on the music volume? Yeah. Oh, okay. Alright, let's get back in the building here. Thank you for the hydrate, Morgana. I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to combine this into the side as well. That's always my #1 issue with superstructures, is like combining into the hull. Which is why I kind of just avoided it on the freebooter, honestly. I didn't put the secondaries there so I wouldn't have to have the superstructure combined into the hull there. Ah, my nose, sorry. I literally just cannot shake this cold. I don't know what it is. Voice is a bit fast. Can you slow it down to 1/4 speed? Yeah, sure, Connie. Jesus Christ, guys. Alright. So you keep the metal going all the way up. I split it up. I see, okay. Well, I'm gonna do it how I cook it usually. Alright. I feel like I want it a little bit longer before I have the tower come out. Oh, and you know what we do? No, on this side we put a... Instead of having a gun on the like the little ear, we'll have a walkway that can, like, maybe a ladder that goes down to a walkway that takes you across the boat. Or something like that. Someone's committing an OSHA violation? So true. That was a bit warm. Can you cool it down to 36%? Might go well with an outfit change. Try pitching your voice up by 1.1 times, see how that sounds. Look, I'm not seeing the points, chat. You guys don't get the outfit change about the points. You know the drill. Okay. So if I start this here... Let's do it this over here. Does that feel like it's gonna be too short? I have to remember the privateer is smaller than the freebirder, despite what it looks like. I promise it's smaller, chat. Please believe me. You have to believe me. If you use underperform, can you increase the core speed? Yeah, overclock it. Here, chat. Just let me overclock your computer real quick, chat. I got you. I got you. Alrighty. Let's figure out what we're doing here, shall we? Probably want to offset by 3, I think, if I had to guess. Not quite. Yeah, I think the 1 to 4 transition is usually what I want. Alright, so let's assume we do something like this, and then we'll have to build a tower off it. That feels too wide out, so maybe let's do 1 to 3. Which one is this? I'm my own master now. Yeah, I think that's... I don't remember that song either. I remember most of the boss fight sounds, I thought. Maybe I'm losing the chat. Oh no, I do remember this one. This is, Blade Wolves, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. People overclock their computers, why can't I overclock myself? I say, oh my god. Yeah, the aspect ratio being constant is a bit off-putting. Maybe use 4 free per change. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll rapidly split it between 4 free, 1610, and 16.9. Alright. It's smaller when it gets in the water, I swear. Yeah, I feel like the stream's a bit fun because you make it taller by 160 pixels. Jesus, guys. I feel like we could also make this a little bit more visually interesting down here. Maybe? We can just deco over up top as well, I'm not worried about that. Yeah, I think I kind of prefer that. Because that way we can do something like this going down to the ground floor, right? Yeah, that kind of sets us up for...
I have a message from the field. This craft looks a bit short. You should make it longer by 6 to 7 blocks. No,
that would make it too long. Why would I do it? I actually wanted under 100 blocks. I'm at 101, which is annoying, but I feel like 101 is a perfect length for this little guy. Frame rate is too low. Can you set it to match the BPM of the music? Can you get some weather box at once? This build looks unfinished. Could you make it look good, please? Can we get some letterboxing? Oh my god, guys. Jesus. Alright. I will say the progress we've made on this I'm actually quite happy with. I really do like the look of this. Oh, you know what we should do? We should grab some of the pilfer superstructure. I grabbed everything I need from you. Give me the Pilfy. Where is it? Basically, I'm gonna put down a lot of features that I want, and then I'll just incorporate them somehow, TM. So I would love to have something like a little structure at the back like this, where we put the missiles on top. Now the question is, do I put it behind the smokestack? No, I'll put it behind the superstructure. Yeah, just like the basic little half-o superstructure here. Then a little circle on top of it. Okay, we can do that, no problem. Alright. I actually really do like the aesthetic update we did on the Pilfer. The hull still needs some work, but the rest of it actually is looking pretty good now. Okay. Oh, you know what we forgot to do? I forgot to put the fucking back of the... Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, never mind. No, I know what I'm doing. I think I know what I'm doing, chat. I like to imagine even, but I know what I'm doing. Alright, so actually, because we want this to be a structure... let's make this 2. Instead of, Oh, I love Stranger I Remain. Love this song. There we go, alright. Finally found what I'm looking for. So good chat, so good. Alright, how do I make a circle? That's the next question. We could do... so we do a pleek. Because that would just be bigger circle, right? I asked how to do a circle and you just say feet? What am I missing? Too small your head, can maybe increase the size by 10 to 20%. Get a hard hat for your feet. Force and percent ratio. Jesus Christ, guys. Alright. Something like this, maybe? Maybe... Maybe? I'm not... Okay, you know what? No, I know what we're gonna do. I know what we're gonna do. Alright, we're focusing on... We're doing this bottom up, which is the mistake here. We need to start up here. So you come out here. There we go. Maybe just do this, actually. Yeah, I will say the music actually is quite hype right now. It actually is helping me build. No, so that's gonna be too big. Forcing, but when we get Brixton? Never. Why isn't Forcing to have a hard hat? Because he's made out of hard hat. He's the same material. Alright. Because ideally what I wanted to have here was a little... Okay, let's put you here, maybe? And then... I'm struggling with the shaping today compared to Monday. Like, Monday, I had the sauce, you know? Today, it's just the sauceless. Sauceless Friday, I'm sorry, chat. Alright, let's do something like this, then. Maybe this will help us a little bit. That could work. Put that there, right? So I'll probably do something like this, actually. We can change the material of that later. I'm gonna go with the assumption that this works, okay? Shouldn't he have a soft hat then? No, it's okay. You already have him, he's the one in the purple shirt. What do you mean? A roar hat, maybe? Yeah, so, okay, so if Forston's made out of hard hat, then, like, would he wear, like, a hat made out of... If I'm wearing a hat made out of Forston material... Forston the hard hat, is he made of hat, or is the hat made of him? He screams or he does not know. Alright. Let's only do, like, pre-op high, because it's a little bit precarious right now, right? And then up here we can put the rangefinder, we can put, pretty much anything, just to make it a little bit more unique compared to, the old one, right? So let's actually grab you, little Mickey Mouse here, motherfucker. Why is it? Why did I call it that? All right. What time is it? Also, okay, we're gonna be next ad break. I'm gonna go grab my water. So I realize I don't have my water with me. Do I not have like Deep Water Guard rangefinder? Oh, sure, just save it over to Plunderer one. That's fine. Close enough. I'm sure the Plunderer rangefinder is what I saved it as originally. All right, there we go. That works. Let's actually do it the other way around. There we go, that works. Alright, there we go. This Russian is not hydrated optimally. Could you ingest 100 to 200 milliliters of water? I will. I'm drinking my coffee right now. That's how I feel whenever I go into my flusher. I don't want to know what that is. I'm not going to lie to you, slow boy. I don't want to know what that is. That's how oh my god, Jesus Christ, chat. Look, just because Freakson's not here today doesn't mean you have to take over, okay? My god. Alright. So, let's figure out this build, shall we? I'm actually quite happy with how this is going right now. And then up here, it's just a little guy. So it seems to me like we do this up here, which will match with the circle. I should go over a bit of the circle. So we'll do this. I guess we can just do a proper little circle up here. Or actually, let's keep it facing forwards and backwards without doing the sides, I think, actually. As fun as this would be, yeah. Yeah. That's gonna annoy me if I keep it like that. There we go. Alright. There we go. There we go. Alright. So that would be what the rangefinder looks like. How do we feel about this? I'm kind of down for it. There we go. All right. Yeah, I want to replay Revengeance. It was such a good game. Or actually, you know what? Didn't they just like, release like a redo of Metal Gear Solid 3? I could play that at some point. I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know since when they started making creatures out of room material. Since Moonpaw's coming out as a gingerbread person. Maybe some mods ought to have their mod privileges surgically removed. Why? Moonpaw has head crabs. Head crabs? Oh my god, guys. Jesus. Alright. It's the ad break. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go get some water. Tune in for... Actually, I'm gonna leave you guys with the Metal Gear Revengeance music. Have fun. notices your boat. Alright. I am back. Got some water now.
Rustin,
Yeah,
I
what's
have
up?
a message from the field. Well, Metrol Grossing. Epochs too well.
Metal Grower. Oh, that sounds disgusting. But hello, how's it going, Cruiser? Alright, we can actually take off any pieces in here that are below where we need them to be, actually. Now that I think about it, I gotta take off, oh, what's the word? Mirror mode. Yeah, maybe that's a bit too circular now that I look at it, actually. I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So it needs to match into here. Then we'll make down here a little bit of metal, actually. So maybe we do just do the 1 meter transition here. I don't know, I feel like I could use more slopes to break up that circle shape if I really wanted to, I guess. I've never really done a... I feel like it's too centered. I feel like it needs to be a little bit more over as well. Yeah, I'm not liking this idea. Let's restart. Yeah, what we'll do... Put you here. There we go. And get rid of you. Okay, not quite what I wanted to do. Really? You're gonna... Okay, it's gonna... Really? That's how that interaction works. That's neat. It doesn't work like that any other time. That's annoying. So I'm actually gonna crash it if I have to redo that entire goddamn superstructure. It's on P Free T by Femtonol, and it's her, by the way. What, sir? Your mic is speaking? Is it again? Is my mic peaking again? Shouldn't be. It doesn't tell. It hasn't said I have. Oh, you're correcting Morgana. I was like looking through. I was like, I don't think I miss Trinity. No, you're talking to Morgana. Okay. Mike speaking, you should tell it to mind its own business. Honestly, no, I literally don't have any reports of it peaking on my end. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the volume stuff because my microphone settings got deleted by OBS. I'll put it down another little bit there, but like it's telling me right now it's in the negative 10 decibel range, and peaking doesn't really start until like, you know, 0 area. This area has this ship has 100% less sails than it's needed. Could you add 30 meters squared sails? Sure. You know what I'll do? I'll put it just behind the fan here, so that the fan blows the sail, and we'll just be a rear sider. Just game down and compress up, but the limiter doesn't work. Well, I'm not sure why the limiter's not working. The limiter's always worked in the past, right? That's what I'm confused about. Because I had the limiter to stop me at negative 5 decibels, and it's just not working, I guess. Compressor, I have set to negative 14 because that's just how YouTube works. So I'm not sure why any of that's not working. I have to look that up because it works when I'm doing recording for YouTube. So I wonder why it's peaking now. Maybe it's just because it's more consistent talking, whereas like YouTube I'm doing like I'm consistently like voicing over, right? Strange. The more annoying issue is that my OBS spawns on tries to go on monitor 1 all the time, even though it's supposed to be on monitor 2 and it knows better. Oh, well, we'll keep it with it. I see 1 6x5 meter scale. Yes, that is how square and meters works. Alright, go back to my... I need to go to my autosaves. That's what I was doing. There we go. Okay. Whew. All right. Get rid of you. Go. I really did not want to have to do this superstructure again. Sacrifice. God, I love this song. It's so good. Alright, and then over here. There we go. Let's put everything on stilts. We'll get rid of that. That surprisingly doesn't get rid of anything else, which is nice. Or 30 times 1 sale? You know what? You might be onto something, Moonpaw. Screaming really loud to see if it's a limiter issue. You know what? It might be a limiter issue, but I'm not going to scream really loud to see if it's a limiter issue. I think it's just a limiter issue. I'm not sure why it's not working. Yeah, it's currently maxing out at -3 decibels. Like that's where my little line is, but it shouldn't be going past -5 with the limiter. I need just more of a release on my limiter? I'm not sure. Oh well. Oh, let's go! My goat. Jetstream Sam! Alright. Yeah, so we know the size of the sub-object we want now, at least. We know we want it right here. So let's move it back here. And give it 1 pin of space. There we go. Okay. Even forgotten my name. Actually, if I move it back 1 more... Yeah, let's move it back 1 more. Alright, But I know for real there will be one. Yeah. God, I love this song. So good. Look, chat, I'm telling you, if I ever, like, develop a singing voice in English, I would love to be able to do, like, covers of video game music. It'd be so much fun. I need to practice. Like, singing in French is so easy compared to English, I find. Alright, so that causes an issue. I could move it 1 in. Yeah, let's move it 1 in. There we go. You here, you here. There we go, that works. Alright. Oh, okay, so we have like that over there. I got a cough. How often do you hear people scream anyways? What do you mean? I feel like it's not very common. I think whenever you do, it's kind of a cause for concern. Well, actually, okay. I live in an area where there's a lot of like mountain lions, right? And they mimic women's screams. So I guess like it's not too rare where I live, but it's one of those things where it's like I don't think about it very often. You know what I mean? All right. Could do something like this actually. Maybe make it so we can't do like a little tower off the side like I wanted, sadly. Good few cats around here about scrapping that, and it sounds like a little children's scream too. Yeah. Why am I struggling with this? I should know how to do this. Wait a second. If I do this. So listening to There Will Be Bloodshed as we're doing this is actually really thematic. I'm loving this. But maybe we just do a smaller... Am I overthinking this? I might be overthinking this. Because what if we just use this little guy here? So let's have that little offshoot again, right? Do a little offshoot. Do this. Like, I'm not being silly, right? I'm overthinking this. I'm making this way harder than it has to be.
I have a message from the field. Is this a destroyer-class swamp boat?
Pretty much it's just a Paphos-style airboat. It's like the Scrapper, but bigger. And it's probably going to be used as a light cruiser to the Freebooter being a heavy cruiser. Just judging by the size right now. I'm just trying to get the superstructure in right now. That's just not working how I want to. But basically, I needed fast fire and APS guns to handle some white flare designs in the campaign. Last time we played, if you remember, like the Ripkey and there was a few others that were like coming in melee range, and the crams just weren't fast enough to deal with them, and the secondaries weren't big enough to deal with them. And then obviously the yellowfin was all missiles, right? So I wanted a little APS craft, and so far I'm actually pretty happy with this. It has some really funky turret angles, but it kind of helps against white flares when they try to get behind you. So I'm actually not too upset about this. Children in my neighborhood scream all the time playing. That's true. You know what, Connie? That is in fact true. Yes. Fox guys are very convincing in these streams. Yeah. Like, foxes are cute. Sure. We don't have any foxes where I live. I don't even get raccoons where I live. It's weird. I'm not in your walls. We use a big rock and drop it on the white flares. Trust. You know what? So true. What if I start putting nukes in Minecraft so that when they run into me, I nuke them back? Have we considered this? Just use nukes as ERA. Can I even fathom the foxes? Like, no, they live in Canada. I just never see them. The main pest I have to deal with where I live is fucking deer, because they live in the city. And they're so aggressive over garden plants. I constantly have to fight them off my tulips. It's very annoying. You know, we're just gonna... That's just not my problem now. There we go. That works. Alright. Is this another DLC song? Collective Consciousness? I don't remember this one. I like it, I just don't remember it. Let's add you to the queue. I feel like some Persona 3. God, Persona 3 hurt me in ways I'm not even ready to unpack yet, and I love it for it. It was such a good fucking game. And I will be aggressive about it because I love it. Oh, actually. Door here. So we have balcony out there, and then maybe door here, little platform, ladder down to the rest of the superstructure. How do we feel about that? Been roaming from the forest down to my town straight into the town because they like go from like one end of town to the other in one night. Oh, cool. Senator mech. Is this the Senator mech? I don't think this is the Metal Gear fight. Then again, to be fair, the only thing I remember from Armstrong's fight is it has to be this way. So maybe I'm just complaining because I spent way longer. So I did Armstrong in one try. His mech took so many tries. Maybe I just repressed it. I don't know, Masses, you're right. This is, yeah, I remember this now. How many mooses have you encountered? Too many. And I don't mean like that, haha, like, oh, Canadian and moose. I mean like they are absolutely bloody terrified. Pray that you never run into a moose in the woods. And even then, your prayers won't be enough. Alright, let's come up here. Alright. Why is that not working how I want it to? not quite how I want to do it, but you know what? That'll work. No, that won't work, will it? Because I would need in here. You know what? That's fine. See if I care, game. I'm just gonna be silly. You can't stop me. Alright, let's do this. I kind of want this area to be metal and then maybe... Why is Patho-style superstructure so difficult to do, damn it? I know I'm trying to do something a little bit... a tad silly, if you would. No, because that still curves down too much, too. Because from here, I need this to be... like, I want it to be, like, here-ish. Alright, because I want it to be offset. So, like, theoretically, I could just go straight up, I guess. That looks bad, obviously. Right? So we don't want to do that. Actually, I'd rather do something like this, not like that. Then that looks bad down there. Curious. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Easts aren't even that much of an inconvenience. A boost is not made in God's image. Not down to some animal on the superior life form. Look, I'm just saying. Finding fresh bear tracks is a whole another thing, especially in cub season. I would rather deal with a bear than a moose. Because the bear is predictable. The bear, you understand it. We have so much understanding about bear behavior. Our Canadian moose is smaller than Nordic ones. Canadian moose are about, I want to say, 8 to 9 feet at the shoulder on average. Like, they're insane. Like, even smaller moose dwarf me, and I'm 6'4". But, if you ever run into a bear than a moose, not gonna lie. Honestly, yeah, because finding fresh bear tracks, okay, so the thing is, if I find fresh bear tracks, that bear is probably already aware of me and is moving its cubs away from me. Because a bear of cubs is, like, so, especially if you, during cub season, if you see a bear tracks with cubs, that, first off, if the tracks are together, that means the cubs are with the mom. So you're already pretty safe. Because you don't have the chance of getting in between the cubs and mom. That's when it's dangerous. So,
Preston, I have a message from the field. Rory, no living creature is taller than you are, just clueless.
Yeah, so, and the thing is with bears, too, is that, like, you know, you can make noise, and the bears will usually get out of your way. You make noise around a moose, that thing clocks you in as a threat. You are now public enemy #1 to that moose. And, yeah, I'm sorry, it's not helpful. But, you don't got any options now that you are enemy #1 to that moose. How's that look? Horrific, okay. Maybe do I just not offset it, I wonder? Could do this, I guess, but like... Again, what does it lead to, right? Like, in what way does this look better than what we would have had before? There's a way to do this, I'm just not sure where it is yet. I feel like I'm playing Pokemon, like there's like optimal path in here, I just don't know where my path is. Maybe I move it one back? No, because then the tower will look too big compared to the outside. Alright, you know what, I'll figure it out later. Nah, that's gonna bug me, I wanna figure it out now. Now we could do it this way. But this would also look bad. Yeah. Like, how do we add sheep into this tower without making it look bad? Guys are oddly tame, but they never try to cross the sheep field without at least half the field between you and the sheep. Yeah, sheep will, like, mob you. Like, the sheep can't really do much to you, they're kind of just assholes. Should have Deco in a pleek circle. So we tried that earlier, but it didn't work. It looked too big. The circularity of this isn't the issue. It's the connection between the roof and the tower bit. And just like, how do we want the tower to be shaped? It's like, I could theoretically do this, which maybe could work, and then do some really flat corners on the outside. Maybe that's what we do. And down here we just need this everywhere. No, okay. Let's do it this way. That's not helpful. That's not helpful at all. I like the shaping up top at least. Like, that goes into the tower nicely. But how do I want to shape it? Maybe we just leave that at 2. Honestly, yeah, maybe just leave that at 2. You know what? Actually, based. Let's just ignore that. And what we do down here is we can maybe have it come down as a little support. No. Oh, there, yeah, there's. Let's go, Persona Free chill music. I could win against a ram, but my first instinct when seeing one of them is not fighting to the death. It's a ram! It can only do blunt damage. Alright. I kinda like that idea, but I'm just not sure how I want to connect it. So I could do like something like this, but then that's just a weird connection down below, right? Alright, you know what? Let's leave it like that. We got the tower part at least. Alright, Alright, do that. We can just fix that over here like this. Why do I make design so complicated? I don't need to do this. What am I doing? It doesn't have to be complicated like this. Why do I do this to myself, chat? I ask myself this every day. Why are we here? Just to suffer? Alright. I don't like the connection at the bottom. Maybe we, Maybe we take this out. And then we just have it connect all the way down, right? Maybe something like this? No, we need like 4. Something like this, maybe? That feels like too much, though. Maybe? And then just have it connect on the outside. Coming down, but that feels too thin, right? That feels too thick. Curious. I know what we do. I know what we do. Maybe I just have it rather go. No, because that's gonna be too straight. 0 point bigger circle on top. Again, the circle idea isn't the idea I want to do right now. Damage can kill a fully armored knight. Yes, but that's concentrated blunt damage. I don't know if you know, like, the ram doesn't have as much concentration on the blunt damage. Especially with the way modern species have their horns curl. What's the game soundtrack called? Also, I'm gonna go now? Yeah, this is, have a good one, Melzor. This is Persona Free Reload's music. This is specifically, which one is this? I should know this. Color Your Night, that's what it is. Is there a way to have a Deep Water Guard sub drag fins underwater like that is allowed? Yeah. I have a few designs in the future that are based off stuff like that, like the Gharial I want to build, where it's it hunts like an alligator does, where it's a little bit over top of the water, goes underneath, then comes up and attacks. Rams can still properly gore you? Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, skill issue. Just don't lose to a sheep. Sheep lose to their food. Sheep lose to brambles, okay? Like, I'm not losing to a sheep, I'm sorry. Isn't concentration of force what horns do? Yes, but okay, let's look at our ram's horns, okay? Ram's horn. So, the way a ram will look at it, like, you know, rams use their head as the main force of contact, right? And normally, the horns on a ram are either, like, worn off or... I think some people shave them off, I don't remember. But the point is that you're not going to get hit with the points, you're going to get hit with the brunt of the top, right? With where the head is. Because it's centered normally. In whose image are sheep created? Couldn't tell you. But, that's just so, yes, it would concentrate the force onto the sheep's head, because that would probably hit you before any of the horns get caught on you. I guess it depends on, like, if you're horizontal when it hits you, you might get caught by the horns. But if you're standing up, presumably taking a proper stance against a ram, you should be fine. I do have experience here, because I used to wrangle goats, and we had a male goat on my my ex's farm that would consistently be problematic.
You should put pool noodles on the horns now.
True. Alright. What if we actually have it go forward like this? It will cut off a little bit of the... No, it's too square. I don't know how I want to do this. Like, this could work, but maybe I just trust the process. Hey, Bean, how's it going? Bean Raid, hello. How's it going, bots? Can we get a shout out for Tough Bean, please? How's it going? What did you get up to today? I didn't get a chance to catch your stream. You're doing more Subnautica below zero. Hell yeah. Hello. So, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Archaeologist VT. I'm an Archaeologist Vtuber and real-life archaeologist, and we are currently working on a game called From the Depths. I'm building up a little custom boat right now, and I just can't quite get it how I want it. I'm trying to add like a range-finding tower in here, but this is what we're working on. We have a few builds that we've done. We have a build that's in campaign, and we're just kind of taking from a little bit of everywhere and going from there. How's stream going? It's going pretty good today. We're chilling. We're listening to music, we're vibing, we're building. And I just, I'm at one of those points where I just, not sure where, like, how I get this model threaded in, right? Hello, Crispy, how's it going? Alright, maybe take this. Oh, you know what? Maybe that works. Bean, you know what? Thank you for raiding in. You've given me the way. You've given me a way I can think of how to do this. Yeah, it was fun. I was warped up into sheep plate, telling her about what didn't make it into below zero. Oh, cool. The terms dying to sheep natural solution. How's stream going? Pretty good. I can't believe you call this a submarine. What? Did my build get called? I have a submarine. If you guys want to see it, I built one in this style before. 1 second. That was my. I can't believe my boats are getting called submarines. SMH. I have this little guy. He even has a working periscope. It's very fun. So I can wiggle his way down to the bottom of the C4. But it's not yellow? No, why would my submarine be yellow? Do I look like a Beatles fan? Germans are obsessed with submarines. Well, I have another one that I'm building as well to get better shaping. Alright. Yeah, there's the periscope. Look at him go. Ta-da! Just a little guy. Also, Germans are obsessed with submarines, obviously. That's crazy, dude. U-boat? Yes, these are actually based off some older U-boats, originally. Because the faction I play as is, like, the Scrap Nation, so I like to take some, like, real-life designs and then rebuild them in the faction style. So this one's a Nelson class from World War II, but built as a Deepwater Guard. Hey, Artie, how's it going? Good to see you. Me-boat? U-boat, I-boat, we-boat, I know how it works. Not the skull U-boat. Spin, how's it going? It's good to see you. Black Widow, it was good seeing you as well. How are you all doing today? Yeah, that looks so cool. I'm trying my best. It's I want it as like a little light cruiser for my fleet. Here, actually here, you know what? We have a raid, let's show off the fleet. So, Where are all my little guys? I have the Selkie. I have Carson's Yellowfin to replace mine, and I have the Tributary. Alright, let's show off all these little guys, shall we? Soon I'm gonna have to... what's it called? I'm gonna need a bigger platform to show off all my designs at once. Because after the privateer's done, we're gonna be out of space.
I have a message from the field. BTW, the rangefinder reminds me of the antenna on the Cloney Vtuber helmet.
Yeah, I was trying to... Cloney Vtuber helmet. Nice spelling mistakes here, but no. Yeah, no, the Clone Trooper helmet antenna is kind of... That could be a fun inspiration. But yeah, so these are all the little boats I have in this style right now. I'm quite happy with it. Yeah, so how far did you get, Bodie McBoatface? You know what, he, she, me, boat. Clone Tuber. Oh, could you imagine like a Clone Trooper VTuber? I saw, someone I've been watching a lot actually on Instagram is Politichu. It's a little Pichu VTuber model. And she's Canadian, and she just talks Canadian politics, and it's actually really cool. That with her Twitch, she's about the same size of Twitch streamer as I am, so we might raid into her server live when I'm raiding out someday. Very nice set of submarines, thank you, thank you. But yeah, so probably, you know what, now that you mentioned that, Syrup, I kind of want to work on this. As always, if you're coming in from Tough Beans Raid, please by all means go get food, water, and rest as you need. Disney is rapidly approaching your location. Of course you would say that. I'm gonna get back in the building here and just enjoy the vibes. And if you have to go, no worries, I understand. Thank you so much for coming in today, Tough Bean. Alright, let's actually do this. And then maybe we move this part down here. So it's a little bit thinner on top and then it thickens out as we go towards the base. That does look better. This doesn't look deep out of garden. Maybe, is it too much metal, maybe? Is it just too thin of a tube? So many questions I have and I don't have answers to them. Yes. German intensifies. Let's go! Listen to this One Canadian Politics podcast quite a bit, so I know some things about what's happening there. Yeah. Too much metal? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering too if maybe it's, if I move this one back and then... Because like, you know how over here we have the entire array, right? Yeah. Alright, let's get rid of this. Oh boy, chat, another restart. There we go. Alright, so we had this and this little guy here. Alright. So let's move him back by 1 maybe? And then up by 1? So now we have room to do this. Also, for those of you just coming in, if you have any questions about this game, please let me know. I know this is a very niche game, but I enjoy building for it, so... Let's do something like that. Privateer, Revateer, Restart Tuber, Retuber. Or starts. Oh my god, why did you guys have that locked down? Quick, be right back. No worries, Tough Bean. Do whatever you need to. It's good seeing you. It's a tube, that's the issue. Well, yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying. So let's extend it out here, and then maybe we can get this. Ideally, I want it to like come down like this with supports, right? Maybe we're just trying to make it too thin, honestly. Maybe that's what it was. Oh, because this idea doesn't work either, damn it. No, okay, let's see it through. Let's just prove to ourselves it doesn't work. We know it doesn't work, but let's prove it to ourselves. Alright, chat? So what we'll actually do is let's take it here. Alright. We can do a metal here because that way we have the little supports down here. Oh, for fuck's sakes, okay. Let's do offset. So what I was thinking we do is... Why is this so difficult? Why is this causing so many problems? So I do this, that's just not gonna look right. As I tell you what, that boy just ain't right. Like, see? It needs a little bit more like oomph there. What if I retexture it? And then metal in here. Doesn't work, I don't think. So now it just looks like a little bulb coming off the side. Leave it open and add a rail. I'm thinking about that. I kind of like this shape, I feel. And get rid of this here. And then just have it still has a little offshoot, kind of like how we did over here. But I kind of wanted like the communication areas to be maybe a little bit more solid, I guess. Standard wood material in meters, that's similar to Earth's strongest wood material. Honestly, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Needs to be more open and have visible function. Yeah. What we could do as well is this. I think that actually works a little bit better, maybe. Then we can have a ladder come off it. Maybe down to a lower part down here. That's what I'm thinking right now. Now I'm thinking with portals. That works up there. Okay, you know what? Actually, maybe we figured it out, chat. Let's take those off for now. Let's put this here. Now how do we do that? Let's take a look over here real quick before we figure this out. Sure, Lego's real life FTD. Honestly, it's like, it's 3D modeling, it's Lego, it's... Sometimes you just gotta find the right path to get everything to fit right how you want it. It's just one of those games, and it's so much fun for it. I absolutely adore it for us. Alright, let's do the... Let's make sure the bottom is consistent at least, and a little bit symmetrical. Because usually we do something like this here, right? So let's throw in some windows. Normally that would be wood on the outside, but... See how that just feels a little bit weird? Actually, you know what? No, that works, that works. Alright, wait 1 second. That works, actually. And if I did this again like how I wanted to... It has a little bit of a weird lip to it, but it's not bad. Oops, no, Paffin. Okay, so we fix it like that. And then we can just maybe do something like this. No, because then the bottom one looks weird, doesn't it? No, but that also looks weird. Alright. I like this part up here. So that makes it look a lot more, What would we do to... Do we just... That feels a little bit too barren, right? Alright, let's try this then. That's better, I guess. I'm not as big. I'm not like a fan of it, but it's better. Yeah, that doesn't work. Do something like this. Okay, actually, you know what? I think that's the best we're gonna get out of this. Old lady V needs to go to bed. No worries, V. Thank you so much for stopping by. It was good seeing you. Enjoy your night. All right. There we go. All right, I think something like that works actually. It's so strange, but I've never done something like that before, so I kind of like it. Then up here, we just want a door. All right, that works. You probably want that to open inside, so if it's a catwalk, right? Now, where do we go from here? Designing this stuff is always the hardest part. Obviously, we could just do this, but that's boring as hell. Alright. Opening outside is much more deep-water guard coded. True, yes. But how do we make it so it's not a boring exterior? Like maybe a little bit of an overhang here, I guess? Not the biggest fan of that. Yeah, but it doesn't quite work, does it? I could extend the platform out, that's true. I really like down here. I like what we cooked down here. This is interesting, visually. I'm just not sure about up top. Let's, we'll worry about this door later, I think. Or maybe actually we could just also inset it, maybe? Let's inset it. There we go. Inset you there. Have you here. Maybe do this here. Now it looks like he has one eyebrow raised. Oh god. Alright, in that case let's not quite do that then, shall we? Yeah. I'm not liking any of it, chat. But like 15 random people are but knocking them off the catwalk. I could also move the tower in by 1. But I feel like that would remove a little bit of the shaping, maybe. Ah, let's try it. What's the worst that can happen? Another restart? Oh no. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, there we go. Ah, this is always so difficult. You know what? It's fun. This is part of the puzzle. Yeah, I think that works better, and then we can have like a little bit of a canvas overhang here. Okay, yeah, I figured it out, Alright. Then we can just do the classic deep water guard. 1 second, I figured this out. Alright, because what you can do with deep water guard stuff, I find, is you can do little glass doors like this. Keep it visually interesting, and to keep it a little bit more open. There we go. We figured it out. Alrighty. It's definitely not my, Let's actually get rid of you guys. So what we can do is we can fix up that floor up top by doing this. And it saves us a little bit of deco as well. There we go. Alright, that works. I'm happy with that. I'm actually really happy with that. That's really nice. Why does the detection fin have cat ears? Because all Pathos style stuff does that. He's just a cute little guy. Wouldn't you agree? And then what we can do up here actually is have that fit a little bit better. And then, yeah, Corey and I can figure out how we want to do the canvas later, but I'm actually decently happy with this, I feel. Yeah, okay, that's exactly how I want. Yeah, okay, that's great. And then a canvas over top will look, oh, chef's kiss. Okay, we figured it out. Think I pull out a balcony to eliminate shape, and maybe. We figured it out for now. I'm happy with that. Deepwater Garden and lore designers, you were coming up ways to make it larger and more powerful in a cheap package that costs a regular hull design? Or just smoke and crack? Pretty much, yes. Full of thoughts and incoherent. So true. Alright. I can be pretty happy with this, though. And then, like, right here we'll have one of the ladders come off. There we go. That'll come down to this floor. Actually, let's have this go further down, because that's the balcony floor. And so we want to be able to get out of the bridge real quick, in case, you know, something happens. Alright, so now how do we want to adjust the balcony down there? So the balcony has the same style snout as the top one, so we have that in there. Oh, I do realize actually down here we forgot to move back by one. So we did it when we were up, like when we moved the up top back. We just gotta move the down below back as well. There we go. You want to be able to see a little bit of the metal. You don't want to see just you don't want to see the metal and wood be flush. There we go. There we go. That's our little balcony area. See, Deepwater Garden superstructure is always so complex, but I do genuinely love doing it. One night after drinking, I was home at 8:30 with not that much recollections. When I eventually woke up, I found a picture of myself with cat ears on the next day. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, and then just a little canvas coming across here I think would be really nice. Alrighty. And then, so how do we continue from here? I think it's just one back, right? Square corner back into upside down. Okay, that works. We can do about here-ish. Because we do want a little bit of open space behind us to get to the missile platform, right? We're going to be doing that pilfer-esque platform. I do want some complexity to this superstructure, but not too much. Doesn't have to go crazy. It's just more God effect. I've never actually been drunk until recently because I'm terribly afraid of alcohol and not being in control of myself. That's very fair. Like I said, I always support people drinking responsibly, right? Like, I do not drink to the point where I can't control myself. I just think that's not good. Alright, and then... So this should be more window. Oh, I forgot how much I love the music from... What I think it's gonna be? No way. No, okay, I know what this is. Alright, we're fine. I was like, wait. Alright, put this back here. Put that up here. I think maybe some metal up here would not be remiss, but... No, I think there's enough metal on it. We'll just paint it to offset the wood color. Alright. Will burn my dread. It was the song I thought it was. I can't believe they released it. They're just giving us Burn My Dread. In terms of directness on my part, the blessing and the curse is I'm mentally sober and aware of what I'm doing at the same time my full body's on the verge of collapsing. Interesting. I gotta say, I've never had that. Alright. Let's do something like that. Not quite like that. If I come out from this corner here. Yeah, because it just kind of goes straight across, doesn't it? Let's do this. There we go. We need one here anyway, so that continuity. Oh yeah, I really like having the rangefinder incorporated on the side there. That's actually really cool. I wasn't intended on having it open, but I feel like it just really adds to it. So I'm okay with this. And it adds a lot of walkability to the craft as well, which is nice. Alright, drink weird experience? Yeah, no, maybe Jigsaw should help have empathy from whoever's pushing against my impairments. Oh, okay. Please drink and give some interesting stories. Oh yeah, I got stories. But I know our time, chat. I know our time. For now, let's get the superstructure done, and then we'll go into, well, let's specifically get the pathos part of the superstructure done, and then we'll go into roast for you guys. Because I do want to actually have some time to work on a little project today. Every time I make progress on my little EU5 video, like, it feels like one step forward, two steps back. Because, like, for example, the last time I made progress, I also had to go back and like fix my audio. Now that I know how to do audio a bit better, it feels like one of those things where it's like I'm never gonna get it done because like the enemy of good is perfect, right? And I want to have it like really well done, but like I'm never gonna get it done. All right, let's give him a little bit of a forehead, and then in here we can combine them. Alright, that's gonna look a little bit funky. God, Burn My Dread is so good. Let's actually, no, let's have you come out here. Yeah, that just looks better. And how do you go backwards? It's just solid? Alright, and then you just come solidly back until we hit the... Oh, we don't really fit back there, do you? What the hell? Yeah, you're not really starting to... Interesting. Alright. That works. You know, actually, no, let's just, he gets a little bit of a slope as a treat, okay? Not too much, chat. We can't overslope him, he'll get that. Oh, what that just... Okay, that's fine, I can remove that. What that just remove? No, actually, no, we don't need a forehead slope, I don't think. I think it ruins the effect that we had with the tower here. So I think we keep no slope and make it blue. Why would we make it blue? It's Deepwater Guard. Pink, chat, pink. Alright, there we go. Oh, that causes an issue, doesn't it? Yeah, I didn't think about that. Well, let's fix that. There we go. It's a little bit less open, but it's also... That still works, I think. Be on board with a roar short... What? Where does that come from? T-Photograph has blue hair? Since when? That was why would we have a shock collar stream? Hey, Squeebles, they're trying to put me in a shock collar. I'm not entirely sure why, I must admit. What the fuck could have prompted this? That's what I'm asking. Like... Have a conversation during some AE collab where this is mentioned? Yeah, that was for him, not me. He's into that. I'm not. Leave me out of it. Alright. Alrighty. Let's get the metal in. God, I love this song. This was like the song you always listen to when you're doing stuff around P3. P3 was just such a good game. Honestly, if you guys haven't played it yet, please go play it. I specifically played it off stream so I'd have like something for me, right? Because I've been all of my relaxing games I play on stream now. That's what I'm good at. But it also means I don't really relax to them anymore, right? Which is sad. Yeah, let's put that here actually. And then they can... Oh god, what do I do? What do I do? Yeah, that's fine. Let's just leave that there. Then we'll do a similar build up here. So put you here, you here. Okay. You here. Did I not leave enough room? Alright, looks like we're doing it a different way, bud. Oh, this is the... What's it called? Dark Hour. That's the word I was looking for. There we go. One little 2 thin coats of metal there. Actually, no,
Preston,
wood
I have
overhang.
a message
Yo,
from
what's
the
up?
field, :tree.
So true, bestie. Alright, let's put that there. And just one little thin of wood. How else do I do this? Okay, that's some deco shittery, fuck, but it's Quarry can handle. I'm not looking at... I ain't doing all that. Just keep it like that, though. Yeah, because like Quarry can do the deco that does this. Didn't know Mason is available on channel points. Gonna earn more points to see it real. Honestly, I occasionally showcase it as well as, but all praise. Hello, Gremlin. How's it going? Praise the Romnus. Oh my god, guys. What's the problem? So deep water. My fault for listening to the stream. Neither of you have been put in shock collars. That's what I said. He gave some way of yeah, Goblin Fia is a friend. Did that kind of stream, yeah. Someone mentioned putting Neko on one earlier. Okay, see, that I'm down for. That I would pay good money to see, but myself, no. I would gladly sacrifice Neko if it means I don't have to do it. So I realized the issue here is that this goes up to the same level as this, which we wanted to keep a little bit separate. So maybe, just maybe, put this here, taper it off. Something like that, maybe? Because then I kind of just look at tumor at the back. Alright. Our spacing on this could have been a little bit better now that I think about it. I think we actually have to raise this guy by one more. Which isn't great. But I think it's possible to do still. Do this. We take this little guy. We move him one up. We undo that. We get rid of the... Go. There we go. Okay. We do this. It still kind of works, I guess. And then maybe we can get back to having how we had it before. So we raise that one up. It should also let us raise the roof, right? God, I genuinely forgot how good P3's music was. I only played it back in like October. But god, like this game is so good. Take the roof around by 1 meter in a circle. No, I think I'm gonna raise the roof actually. Because then this way we can have still our little like up tower guy, right? And then we can still do the bottom part as well. So if we do it like here, we'll move it up one actually would help. That's... And then let's put that there. And then just there. Have it like built in, right? Maybe move it. No, because you move it too far forward, it looks like too much of a forehead. That's the issue. Bro's got too much of a forehead right now. We'll leave it like that for now. I'll have Corey touch it up if I feel like it's not good. Yeah, because that should go all the way back into there. Okay. So now we go back to here. Do this. Well, actually, because we don't... Yeah, so we can do this still, actually. Then you come up here. What if I do something like this? Yeah. Is that a yeah moment? I don't think that's a yeah moment. Let's connect it on the right hand side first. See how we hook these up. Because theoretically we'd want something like on the freebooter, right? So we'd want, let's say maybe 2 here. Yeah, and that's not gonna work down here. Okay. Maybe honestly just 1 solid pin. I see what happened here. Alright, get rid of you. Because on the original one we do this, right? On the actual freebooter, we do something like this. That's a little overhang, which we don't have on the new one. So let's presume I do this. That maybe works as a little overhang for the windows. There we go, that works. Little overhang for the windows still. Anyway, what are you doing? I am working on the privateer right now. I am just finishing the superstructure and then we're going to go into roasts. But it's a very complex superstructure because I wanted to have a little rangefinder in there. And some canvas and some walkability, so... I'll just go sleep when it does. When it's about to die. Alright, no worries, Minpa. Hoping you got a fast charger. Hey, Corey, how's it going? I put on the Celeste OST, this reminds me of it. Maybe after P3. Like I said, we'll go today until I get the superstructure adequate, and then we'll figure out. Corey, I want to do canvas here, and I'm probably going to need your Mimic UI for... Actually, no, this is the same. I can just copy this from Freebooter. It's the exact same. Never mind. I will not be requiring to steal you this time. Believe it or not. We have the technology. We can just steal from ourselves. Go. No, that's one too far in. There we go. Ta-da! Look at that. That's actually clean as hell. Good job, Gore. You did a good job on these. There we go. Alright. Yeah, Corey, look. Squeeble is Corey. Yeah, Corey, I've managed to make a superstructure more complex than the freebooters. Aren't you proud of me? I'm sure nothing will go wrong when we go to Decovis. Oh my god, why do I do this to myself, chat? Ugh. Alright. And then how are we looking for clearance still? Do we still... Yeah, we still have the northwest clearance. We can still fire around this little balcony and superstructure, which is nice. Alright, but is that weekend? Hell yeah. Alright. Let's put some beam in here. There we go. Okay. And here we go. I think this works. A little bit back heavy it feels. Oh right, no, I wanted to match with the yeah. Okay, one second. I wanted to match here, which honestly I needed free anyway. Okay, that works for me. That works. All right, so go here, and then go here. Just get the same angle, right? And then that should match up. And then it's just down here that's the little issue. Just a problematic little guy, chat. There we go. Alright, it's a little bit scuffed. But you know what? It works at a distance, and that's what we like to see. Fell asleep on my first break and now I've eaten too many grilled cheese. Oh no. There we go. Yeah, I want to play Persona 5 again now. I took a break when EU5 came out, but now I want to get back into it, but not until I'm done that video. Yeah, don't let me, if you catch me playing Persona 5 at me in the Discord, not let me play P5 until I am done this damn video. Alright. So we have the exterior. We have... Okay, chat, I'm decently happy with this side. Like, once we have the canvas over top, that will actually look pretty solid. Hey, Zuza. Grilled cheese is better than... Cheese to grill is better than a grilled cheese. Interesting. Remember, chat, pride sin cometh before the fall. Oh my god, you guys are doing commandments in chat now, Jesus Christ. Alright. Yeah, that ankle out works. Okay. So because this side has the walkway, do we really want to do one on this side, or do we just maybe just want to... Maybe we keep it as an all-around type fin. Like maybe we just keep like a bay window almost going all the way around. Because now that I'm thinking about it, like we'd want to be able to see up the right side, right? Because the bridge isn't centered. So we'd want to be able to see up the right side, and then just that right back side is our blind spot still, but that's fine. Never cheese the grill, you're missing out. You have to skip supper now. Oh no. Still have some food when you get home at least, just for consistency throughout the day. Alright. Let's delete you, because you're probably going to cause problems. I can feel it. Let's delete you. Alright. So have this come out. Actually, no, we don't really need that to come out, do we? I guess we just follow the pattern up here and let's just have them go all the way around. Fuck it, we fall. We know what we're doing. Oh no, we don't know what we're doing. We fucked up. Alright. So that seems to go straight across. Like, has to come out by at least one if it's gonna go straight across, I think. Oh, why do I do this to myself? Why do I do this? Why do I build like this? Who builds like this? Nobody builds like this. Alright. Next, I guess that's kind of combined. There's not really much room on the sides, just room at the front. Eat a singular Christmas orange. Terry's chocolate, I hope? No, they're just actual oranges. Okay. What do we want coming out this side, I guess, then? Because we're gonna have maybe a little bit balcony out this way. Maybe just maybe just another telescope like how we have up here. Yeah. Okay. I figured it out. Oh, let's go. We'll do one to free transition. Except this side. Here, there we go. And then that way down here, we can have this again. Okay. Chat, I dare say we have figured out this build. Let me do this like how we did on the freebooter so we can get the AI stuff. So we're gonna want, guess we're gonna want the AI stuff actually out here, aren't we? Yeah, shame. Alright, there we go. Little AI balcony bear. Boom. Boom. There we go. Yeah, okay, I kind of like that. That's a cute little guy. All right. Yeah, and plus that way it can track right, and it can track left or in front as well. So that will actually help quite a bit. Because those two balconies are going to be our main source of detection, along with the rangefinder up top, of course. So that actually works really well for us. Okay. Now, had I thought about it, I would have actually flipped the two. Actually, you know what? No, I kind of like having the rangefinder towards the outside of the hull instead of the inside. Your pride is caught up with you? What do you mean? I think this is working. Make a brick with fancy interior? That just sounds boring, though. I'm not a fan of bricks. One left. Here, and then I want to hide that communication. There we go. Ah, that looks good. Ow, fuck, what did I just step on? Ah, fuck. I get this feeling as just an interior design fanatic. Yeah, which is fine. I don't like... It's not how I like doing my stuff. Alright, actually, you know what? Let's remove this. Let's just do it how we did it on the normal freebooter. So, squared corner, square corner. Oops, accidental tributary. Alright. There we go. There we go. Yeah, for the record, it's perfectly fine to enjoy what you do and all that. Like, I'm fine with people who enjoy interior design. It's just, it's not for me. Alright, so this causes the issue up here, though, doesn't it? A little bit, yeah. That doesn't look good. Well, I guess we can't do like the freeboot events. We're gonna have to copy the other side. All right. Then, oh, you know what? This actually works incredibly well. Let's put you in here. We have the windows. But the windows aren't sunk in on that side, are they? Shit. Okay. Doesn't work how I want it to. Damn. Nothing is working how I want it to. Do this still. I think I like this idea. Yeah, that feels a little bit too low now, doesn't it? Do something like this. Or maybe not. Maybe we don't have to do anything there, actually. Maybe we just... Maybe we just don't have to. It's on the decos. No, why is that able to... Oh, that just fits. Okay, cool. Interesting. So many conflicting shapes going on here. Alright, I don't want to uncenter that little top bit though, because I actually kind of like how the bridge slopes back. So we just need to figure out how we're going to not mess that up. Fucking love Aurora Caltrops regime. Caltrops? Why would I? What? We need a regime to have Squeebles go into your office and drop a bag of Caltrops under your desk. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, guys. Fucking Caltrops. Alright. Maybe do something like this. And then what we can do is just... I don't know how much we need here, but I think we can figure it out. Well, it's a 3 meter slope, right? So it's probably pretty free. And we just look over there to get the alignment. Fix. There we go. Alright. That's just the best we're gonna be able to do. So it's a little bit like lumpy in areas, but you know what? I'm kind of okay with this actually. I will learn to accept the lumpiness. You know? There we go. Wow, what a absolute shit show of a build this was. But you know what? I'm actually starting to like it. It's very asymmetric, but it's not messy. It has some little alcoves, but they're not too bad, you know? This is nice. I like this. Nah, it doesn't fit the theme of the channel. A bunch of loose obsidian shards. Oh my god. This is spoken like someone who has never had loose obsidian shards. Okay, I don't want to hear it. Obsidian hurts so badly. Alright. You guys don't understand how badly obsidian hurts. Alright, so on this side, that kind of... Let's actually maybe make this a little bit moved in. I'm looking at this, I'm just not vibing with the how far out it juts. Maybe? Let's actually change this to a slope now, because I think with being a slope, it comes back out properly. There we go. Does that fit? Ooh, that fits, just not quite. There we go. There we go. Okay, chat, we're kind of cooking now. That looks a little bit nicer, doesn't it? What are we looking at in the mimic menu? You know what? That's actually not bad. That's not bad for this superstructure here. With the amount of detail we got into this superstructure, only having that many decos, I'm pretty happy with that so far. How about little flint rocks? Because those splinter? Oh my god, guys. In 5 years, once Roar's gone big, the Roar Caltrops team will be one of those fins at the bottom of the Roar iceberg. I appreciate you guys think it's gonna only take 5 years to get really big. I appreciate that. I understand fully when it's just sharp, fragile, it gets everywhere. You just have Squeebles deposit a vein of shale under Roar's house foundation so it land slips. Jesus, guys. Oh my god. Alright. Now that I think about it, we could probably put the same fin over here as well. Oh, actually, you know what? Just the one slope overhang kind of works. Where did I put that fin? There we go. Let's see what we prefer. If we want the Does that work? No, I didn't think so. There we go. No, I think I just want the, I think I just want the canvas on this side, and then it can jut out further as well, more asymmetry. I think on the left side it works just because it's a small little alcove, but, yeah, we'll worry about that later. Alright, and then down here, on the other side we did that weird, little triangle thing, but I think over here we can just get away with using beam slopes like this. Which, now that I think about it, we probably could have gone away with on the... Oh, no, we couldn't have gone away with it because it doesn't block anything, that's why. Right, okay. Let's do something like this, maybe? There we go, that works. Keeps that wood slope square idea that we had going on the other side as well. There we go. Not bad, not bad. We're kind of filling out the superstructure here. We have a nice walkway on the left-hand side. We have a little balcony with a telescope on the right. Take you out. We're gonna do the same thing over here. Connector, receiver, I hardly know her. And the little telescope. There we go. So we have two trackers right there. Okay, that actually works really well. Hey guys, you know what? It'll show how much we like our rock beam streamer, destroying his ability to live comfortably. Honestly. Hey, Borderwise, how's it going? Freakfire, Ragebot, hello, how's it going? Borderwise, look, I'm actually building again. And for once, I'm not outsourcing. I've been doing all the work myself. It's weird. Ragebot, thank you for the follow. Welcome into the assemblage. There's the shout out. Soldier second rate, how's it going? Also, Soldier second rate Raven is incredible. High intellectual offense. Hello, we were Witching. Yeah, I saw you were playing Witcher 2. That seems pretty fun. I've only ever played Witcher 3, but we consider throwing rocks at raiders. We're not gonna throw rocks at raiders. But yeah, so we're working on the privateer today. For those of you who don't know me from Borderwise's community, I'm Rustin VT. I'm an archaeologist Vtuber, real life archaeologist, and I also work on From the Depths. I'm one of the people who puts the enemy designs in game. I mostly handle the land campaign. I'm currently building my own personal Deepwater Guard campaign though, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. This is the most I've built in a while. On Twitch? Ooh, boats. Yeah, I know, we have boats for once. Isn't that crazy, Borderwise? But yeah, so we're working on the superstructure right now, making sure it's walkable, since it's going to be a campaign build. It's pretty much just a Pathos-style big airboat, kind of like the Scrapper. So we're gonna have a big plane engine in here that we've repurposed into the airboat prop. We're gonna have a bunch of wires and fuel pipes leading from power generation here into the engine. And then we have a very, very interesting turret layout. We're trying to make the superstructure right now not too wide so we can still fire past it going forwards. And then same at the back too, we're gonna have to angle it so we can get that northwest sider, as chat's been dubbing it lately. But it's been fun. What did you guys get up to in Witcher 2? Which part of the game are you at? What is the AA gonna be like? These are the AA guns. So I wanted fast fire and APS guns for volume of fire to take out the white flare little guys that always come flying at us. My word, maximum asymmetry. That is the plan, yes. And so far, it's actually going pretty well. It's been a long time since I've had this much fun with a build, I feel. Because like, even the superstructure, if you look, I got a little silly with the sauce. But it's starting to work out, honestly. It's not a typical Pathos style, but it fits. Yeah, so this is my entire Deepwater Guard fleet so far, which is why I have it open for reference. I have a little medic / artillery platform. I have my little starter ship, the Yellowfin, which is basically just a little missile guy with big torps for boats. So against Deepwater Guard planes, small missiles, against boats, torpedoes. Then I have the freebooter. Ignore those secondaries, I still gotta switch them out sometime. But the freebooter is my 300,000 cost brawler. And then the privateer is supposed to be less than 200, but we'll see if we make that, because I kind of expanded the scope of the project. But Persona music is such a vibe. I know, I love Persona music. Let's actually... I don't want to listen to Persona 4, because I don't want any spoilers for Persona 4. There we go, let's do Rainy Mood. Rainy Day music. There we go. She wasn't full frontal nudity this time, Benkins. What? Yennefer or Triss? Ah, I see. Yes, for me, Triss. Really interesting. I've always been pro Yennefer. Have fun censor in the VOD. See, that's border-wise. This is why you need a hotkey to put a censor screen up. Triss, I'm a committed man. Huh? Okay, you can't pick Triss and say you're a committed man. Because Triss is the interloper. Triss is the one who is ruining the sanctity of Yennefer and Gerald. I will not accept this, border-wise. What do you mean? I just edit the VOD later? Ah, fair. That's fair. I'm pretty sure, I know with YouTube's new policies at least, they allow it to be where, if it's not like the main point, so like for example Dispatch I know has nudity, but people aren't getting flagged on YouTube for Dispatch's nudity, right? Just the players often like better, but Yen and Geralt are the parent. Yeah. Well, also just I like Yen better. Triss is nice and all, don't get me wrong, but she ain't no Yen. Alright. Now the issue is that we're gonna balloon the cost if we use any missiles on this. The issue is I want to use missiles on this. Because like I already have 138 FP of APS, which isn't bad for a light cruiser, right? But if I didn't make this a catamaran, it would be so much cheaper, but it would be so much less based as well. So person picks the golf baddie, no one is surprised. True. I have a fin for short hair, I admit. You know what? That's so valid. Look, I'm perfectly fine with people picking Triss. I'm just saying don't say it's the committed choice. Because picking Triss is actively cheating on Yen, and I will not stand for it. I say good day to you, sir. Alright, let's get rid of all this. Yeah, as always, Raiders, if you need to go get anything done, food, water, rest, be my guest. It's so nice to see you, though. As well as if you have any questions about the fleet, the projects, or just FTD's campaigns in general, I'm pretty in the know. I'm pretty... You know, I know most people. I know most of the dev team. Most of the dev team follows me on Twitch now. I'm only waiting for one more. He knows who he is. But it's been pretty fun. But the character I've actually seen, alright. Have you not played Witcher Free, Border? I can't call Borderwise B-dubs anymore, because apparently there's some Minecraft YouTuber that's also called B-dubs, and it's so sad. Because I don't know how else I would like shorten Borderwise's name. Yeah, damn, I might have to miss roasts. Well, we're done the superstructure. We're actually just about to go in the roasts here. So, what would the Torp defense be like? Non-existence. Speed will be the Torp defense. Nope, I'm playing the Witcher games in order, apparently. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think I got the superstructure to where I'm happy with, so we'll switch over to our review section. So, for those of you just coming in from Borderwise's, who might not be familiar, in my Discord, there's a channel called Roast Submissions, where if you want any aesthetic feedback on a design, just send it in. I'll take a look at it for you. I'll give you some tips that I've learned from 11 years of campaign building now, because I've only ever really done Deep Underguard building. And so we can go from there. If you need it, the exclamation Discord is the command for Discord if you're not already in there. I'll give some time as we get to the ads here, because I'll run some ads now so we don't get them halfway through roasts. And we can, that gives people time to get into the Discord, submit a design, and we can go from there. Alright, let us... I was going to go longer today, but honestly, I got stuff I need to do afterwards. I can't do another 5-hour FTD stream, as much as I had fun with it on Monday. Where is... Oh, I just heard something explode, oh god. Alright, let's run some ads. Yeah, this is some good progress on the privateer today, because we started at like 4,000 blocks, and now at 5,000. We're doing like 1,000 blocks per stream right now, chat, which is insane compared to my usual ratio. Bordeaux with so, if you're French. That's not what that means. What happened to your micro? My microphone settings on OBS got deleted, so I changed it. The Crunchy with zero noise gate pop filter. Well, I have a pop filter on it now, which is actually different. And it might be the equalizer. I might have to mess around with the equalizer a bit more. But the noise gate's still on there. I just made it a little bit less so. Because before I had the noise gate, like, all the way up here. Let's just modify it live. You know what? Let's fuck around with audio while we're doing this. That would probably be it. Yeah, the microphone settings got fucked up, sadly. But sounds very fuzzy, like static. Really? Okay. It shouldn't sound fuzzy. Because I have it. One second. Let me fuck around with my equalizer. So I have it where this up here makes it a little bit more crisp. Like I can change this to affect like how crisp it sounds, and then down here, this is like where it's like, you know, really bad. But interesting. Let me see if I can hear myself. I can monitor it right now. All right. Yeah, it does sound. What the hell? That's not supposed to, that's not how it sounded earlier. What if I put it up more up here, and then I can do some more bass over here? Or I can just, what about I lower over here? Does that work better? Not quite. Actually, that looks a little bit better. It's too crisp. Ah, I see. There we go. All right, let's do a little bit here, then. Using a small voice box helps a lot with audio. Interesting. It's just one of those things I'm constantly trying to fix. What about down here? Does that work better, actually? Ooh, maybe that works better. Sounds better on my end. Does it sound better on your guys' end? You get one that mounts to your bike. Ah, I see. Alright, let's put you here. Now, submit just a link or BP valve, please. There we go. No, that's still not working. Alright, let's just put you here. And move you down a little bit. There we go. Sounds a bit weird. It was good before. Alright, well, I could just... One second. Alright, let's reset defaults. There we go. Add a little band. Put you up here. Just for some little crispness. And then put you up this way. Channel on Roast. Yeah, the channel's called Roast Discord. Yeah. I wonder what's causing that. Because I can hear it now as well. It wasn't like that earlier. Is it the noise? Is it this? No, that's not it. What about now? Because it was working fine at the start of stream. I didn't think I modified it. The compressor, maybe? Let's move that up. No. Yeah, I need the actual blueprint file, not Steam Workshop, please. No, it's definitely not the compressor. Let's put that back. Alright. It was me, Barry. It could be possible I'm just talking too loud now as well. Yeah, it's in your documents folder. Is it the expander, I wonder? What if I do more of this? Is that better? That makes me quieter. Yeah, that's... Okay, I think my limiter just isn't working, which is very annoying. I'll put you over here. Okay, that's too quiet. What about here-ish? Does that work? I love having audio scuff. Yeah, because it's still peaking here. Okay, let's reduce my gain a bit. Alright. My gain just too high? Maybe I should... Oh, you know what? Maybe I hit my gain knob sometime when I was muting it earlier. I wonder if that was the issue. Does that sound a little bit better now? How do we feel about this, chat? I can still hear myself right now, and this sounds okay to me, but I'm not sure how you guys are hearing it. There we go. Ron, don't know what that emote is. What is that emote? Shady Lulu. Nice. Gain knob on the back of my, yeah, probably was it. Yeah, because it's not peaking as much. No, I wonder, I must have just hit my gain knob while I was muting the mic at one point. Because I was gonna say, it sounded fine at the start of stream. Can't tell how good you sound? That's fair. For a headphones user in chat, I hate when my gain knob gets hit. But headphone users in chat, how are we feeling? It's better that we do this during the ad break than if we do this during roasts. Alright, I'll give RageBot a second to figure out where the roast section is. And then we'll go from there. Soldier, do you plan on submitting anything today, or are you just here for the vibes? Who the hell is sending Arrow French when they need me to translate stuff? Okay. Volume seems fine now? Alright, Roar touches knob live on camera. Safe stream over. Oh my god, guys. Alright, I think that's figured out for now. Sorry, what was the question? Oh, I said, are you planning on submitting anything today for the review, or are you good? I don't want any of the newer people to miss out on the review part, so I was gonna hold off on that. I think that worked. Let's take a look. Let's see what you gave me. Hey, nice, it worked. Alright, I will start downloading folders, and then I will close it, as we get there. Gregor, Shrike, Antiqua. The Falx, ooh, fun. Quadra Carrier, ooh, okay. High Wind. Lucerne updated. Oh, I love that you called it the Lucerne. We already have a Lucerne in Ashes. I was like, huh? Who updated the Lucerne? And then the Half-Hone. Oh, you submitted an autosave, I see. Interesting. Curious, even. Oh, no, I'm actually about to get going. I was like, oh, that's right. No worries, Soldier. You have a good one. Alright, in that case, I will close it here. And we'll be good to go. Alrighty. We ran our ads, we figured out our audio. Everything's fixed just a wee bit, eh? Okay. Where am I looking? I also have a few special ones that I yoinked from OFTD this week, so I have like the Scalawag here as well, which would be fun to look at. Okay. Got the follow up? Take care. Alright, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the assemblage. I hope you have a good one. Oh, my game knob. I said game knob, not game knob. You know that. Alright. The Falx. We'll take a look at this first. So, oh, Sector 7. My behated. Okay. I will say this is one of the less obnoxious paint designs we've done, but it feels very front heavy and the turret doesn't feel really integrated into the design. I love what you did with the hull. I think the chassis here is really well done. Let's turn that off. I think the chassis here is really well done, I have to say. I just think the turret doesn't match it. Maybe if you like round off the back a bit more and the front, maybe it would match, but right now this feels like a case-mated tank that you slap the turret on instead of integrating into it. Does that make sense? It feels like a reverse assault gun, where instead of like taking a tank and putting a box on it to mount a bigger gun, you took a box and you mounted a turret onto it, but didn't really integrate. Does that make sense, Cringe? It'll be vibes for now, and I'm not completed that Christmas craft that I posted at the General. Oh, nice. Cringe, why did you stick a turret on a BTR-50? That's what I'm saying, right? Like, this feels weird, right? I'm not the only one who thinks that. This feels like seeing a turret on an M113. Same vibes. But I will say, like, the turret itself, really nice, and the hull, really nice, like the chassis, really nice, just, they don't match. That's my only real complaint here. Alright, the Antiqua. Okay, interesting, little tumble home guy. Not bad, not bad. It feels very basic, so I like the way you did these casemates. I think this part is really well done. And I like your turrets. Your turrets are really nicely shaped. But I will say, classic little thing here. Stretch these out. Put some decos on here. You don't gotta be afraid of decos. Decos are the friend. Leave that there, right? And you can see how it looks a little bit better shaping than the right-hand side. It just matches a little bit better. And it results in less crinkled metal, because you can see you're kind of crinkled cut as you go along. So, maybe something like that could help quite a bit. But aside from that, it's not bad. Collab between me and Necron? Yeah, it's pretty good. I would like to say about, yeah, the hull definitely needs some work, because the hull also is crinkle cut, as you can see along the side here. And so I would smooth that out and maybe add some more levels. Like maybe add some deck here that cuts into the hull. Because right now it just feels a little bit too bland on the sides. Maybe add some more casemates or something just to really break up that hull shape, right? From a distance it's not bad. It just feels a little bit empty compared to what it could be. Some corner casemates here and at the back as well could be really fun. That's not bad. I like the little plane back here, but your plane's cockpit could be a bit different. So let's take a look at this, shall we? So instead of just doing this, I would probably end up, I would move it one back. You know? And even this, you can see how it shapes it just a little bit better, right? Let's give it the same paint you did. That's not the same paint you did. This one? Yeah, sure. Let's just say that was the one you did. Right. You can see how that shapes it just a little bit, makes it a little bit better. Just makes it a little bit easier to see, and it's not like as chunky, right? Because you want to avoid chunks when you're doing this. So don't be afraid to have overhangs, but chunks you kind of want to avoid. aside from that, I do generally like this. And then same with up here. Over here, I would actually move all of this one forward. So you have to imagine it had a better. Oh, you replaced the base color. I see what you did. Okay, not the biggest fan of that. Yeah, you can like do your decos forward and all that, etc., etc. But have it overhang the glass. Whenever you have the bridge with flush glass, it just kind of looks strange, I find. But aside from that, it's not bad. I quite enjoy it still. All right. Not a bad start, just some small details here. And ASF2 Matrona. Okay, Zuzu, this is looking better. I'll give credit where credit is due, this is looking much better. So I like what you've done on the side. I love the Matrona sign here, but I kind of want the jutted out sign to be a different color than the, yeah, maybe that, obviously. Even just like a different gray. See how that really gives it some contrast and makes it splash out? So I'll let you figure out which colors you want to do there, but I would just change that panel to be a little bit separate, and maybe even the side engine panels as well, not keep them that white, but like make them a slightly different color, right? We agreed 7 or 6. Let's say 6. So like, let's do 6 all the way along here, right? Might not be the faction's color scheme, that's fine, but I'm just saying you can see how like that slightly off color can really add to a design. It adds some depth and it adds some shading to it. So let's do that for now. I'm being a lot more hands-on with my editing today, but you know what? That's fine. I want to showcase some really cool concepts, because I think you guys have some good builds today. I think it just needs a little bit of work. Alright. So you can see how already that adds so much more depth to this build. Yeah, this is pure deco. Yeah, that's fine. That part I don't really care. Hey, Dr. Julie, how's it going? Thank you for the free mugs. So, we're doing pretty good. We're just in review right now. I got a lot of work on the privateer done today. Yeah, just adding some contrast there, Zuzu, would really help. And then I think down here as well. Same contrast down here, obviously. And then maybe just... you have a lot of top-down symmetry right now. I do like this little guy, but look at him, he's cool. So maybe on the bottom side, what I would do is, you see where you have all these jets? Don't have them flush. Alright, this is something I talk about quite often. But it's something rarely, if ever, followed through on. So we'll use that same color 6, because that way it's the same as the other contrast color. And let's just build up a panel around this, right? All the way over here. And this will just show you what I mean when I say, like, you could very easily... Now, in here... I guess we don't really need to worry about that. There we go. Now, you can do the panel however you want. I like to do just solid geometric shapes. Or maybe because this side's the front, I can extend it forward. You know, tons of different ways you can do this. But just a little geometric shape there really makes the engine pop out. Does that make sense? Now, obviously, you'd have to incorporate it better yourself, but from the bottom, the only way to go is up. Again, keep in mind, you weren't at the bottom, right? You still had a functional design. I think you're being too hard on yourself. But just stuff like that, like, you know, you want to add more shaping wherever you can, because flat space is good. Don't get me wrong. There can be good flat space. But it's just not quite how you want to have your flat space right now. You have to alter it so it can pop out a bit more. Exactly. See, you get it. So do stuff like that. And you can see already just with that little contrast, it really pops out those details. Like the Matrona sign is incredible. Good work. I'm excited to see where that goes, honestly. All right, cohorn. That's not supposed to be still in here. Get him out of here. I've already submitted that one. I use my roast folder whenever I get campaign submissions as well, so sometimes you get a little bit of A, a little bit of B. All right, this word. The Dryden, no, because I know there's a TH in there somewhere. Dryden, the double D sound I wouldn't know how to pronounce. All right. My issue with Welsh is that there's too many TH sounds. I already struggle to pronounce THs. Ooh, okay, mortar turret. Maybe do something similar to the little glass domes, except replace it with a larger variant. Same stonework, and then maybe just have like wood around it. Drynenva? Drynendu? Work on a build! At the point of submitting Darwin's at the moment. Alright, yeah, then. So that makes sense for little plasma turret areas. That's nice. Also, yeah, what's up? I like the eventual root pattern. That's going to look good with the broadside. Also, I do love the asymmetric broadsides, but try to keep the same amount of broadside guns per side if you can. So, like, I don't care which 5 guns on this side are available. Say there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 available on this side. 1, 2. Yes, try and make another 2 guns available on this side. They don't have to be the exact same spot. They just have to be the same amount of guns per side. That's all I ask. But the points have been drawn at this point. Okay, I see. Not gonna maybe use symmetric broadsides to get full width guns. Yeah, maybe that could work too. But anyway, I do quite like the sails on this. The sail idea here, I love. I always love the little side sails that you see in some movies. But the sails here look really good, Morgana. Good job. And then down here, oh, okay, your interior work is getting better too. I love the walkability of this build so far. Very nice indeed. Excited to see where you go with it. Also, Wrench made a point in Wreckfest the other day, which I was very agreed with. We definitely, when we get to a point where we're doing the final details, we definitely want to add panes to all these areas. Because back in the day, he was right. Like, these would all be glass panes, right? Not big pieces of glass. So that would be really fun to do, I'm sure. But no, I honestly, this is an absolute cook. Good job, Morgana. All right. Fomalhaut. Oh my god, what the hell is this one? Jesus Christ. Okay, Jesus Christ, guys. Let's see if this is the SD little guy. Interesting. Have little flyers with him too. Alright, so. Not bad shaping, honestly. I kind of like it. Still feels like a lot of orange. I'm not used to the orange, but then again, I have purple glass for my cockpit, right? Or maybe blue, so. I'm not sure why there's so much orange on this design. I'll have to talk to Paddock about why there's so much orange. This Desu's creature? Probably. Oh god, it's the nonsense laser craft. It looks fun, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like the look of this. I'm sure this will ruin someone's day. Actually, this has less firepower than the freebooter. Desu, what are you doing? How do you get less firepower than the freebooter, my man? You guys do the Goku trick of teleporting to enemy? Oh, I believe it. It works by actual silliness. Uses those flyers as its main weapons. Oh, curious. Well, let's see what it does to a Marauder. I'm curious. I like testing out campaign designs. Give it a Marauder.
Ruston, I have a message from the field. Lasers are very not FP dense. Also, this is evil.
Okay, I already love this little guy. That is incredible. How the hell would I even deal with that with only deep water guard technology? How would I deal with this? My god, that thing is incredible. But why is it orange? I kind of want it to be blue. Like, I feel like the cyan blue of Scarlet Dawn is so much better. You know? Maybe I'm just old. I prefer old-fashioned. Alright, show me this little guy. Wait, is he counted as the main craft? He's not counted as a sub-vehicle. Interesting, okay. Still, no, I love this idea. Crush and Blow, I think. I know, I helped design Crush and Blow, that's why I'm saying, why is it orange?
Rustin, I have a message from the field. Hank, don't power word removed echo.
They're sub-objects. Are they? If they're sub-objects, how are they... Oh, no, okay. I realize what's going on. Very well done. Okay, I figured it out. The SD Cabal wins again. The good old SD Cabal. They're not sub-objects, no. I figured it out as we were talking about it. Functional aircraft carrier, that's rad, yeah. Why are they like that? Why are they so fast? Because they're not craft, no. I figured out what's going on here. Very. Very well done. That's it. I enjoy that. That is a cool build. I'm excited to face that in campaign. Yeah, no, they are sub objects. Yeah. Actually, I can probably just show. No, I won't show up. But yeah, what's the question, Raven? Yeah, pure distilled silliness. Absolutely. I love this tank, by the way. See, okay. This is incredible. A little cross on the side is interesting choice, but you know what? Actually, is it even attached? No. Okay. Okay, I think on the sides the cross works. I think on the back you're just getting like it's like when you have too many deep water guard symbols on a craft, right? Like if you're gonna use the cross as your little symbol, keep it to each side where it's symmetrical and it's nice. On the back, it just looks a little bit silly. It's not as well integrated, right? Whereas the sides it's integrated. Oh, the boat you showed me last time we hung out, but there's a boat in this game that's just straight up maximizing damage at rams. And there's something, yeah, white flares. Pause, by the way, thank you. Yeah, there's the white flares. They do mostly ram damage. All right. The surge breakers on the front are an interesting choice too, especially with having them offset like that. I feel like if you wanted to use it as a bleak armor, maybe at least line it up with slope. But it depends on how like silly and how you know how much you want to do stuff. Aside from that, the tracks are a little bit basic. I feel like you could use some deco down here, and same with on the bottom of the hull, just pure heavy armor. Definitely add some texture down there. The engine's all colored the same, so it's kind of actually, it's hard to pick up the details with the eyes. I'd recommend coloring them differently as you go along. And then the turret is fine. Nice little gun, little red shield is cute. The mantlet on the tank itself is not bad. I feel like you could definitely deco in here a little bit better. Also, what's this little guy right here? What's that little mimic doing? But, yeah, not bad overall. I've seen better, I've seen worse, you know what I mean? Just tons of small changes. Alright, HES, okay, I can already tell what's wrong with this. Okay, so... NM Dragon, I realize you're new, so we're gonna be a little bit nicer to you than the regulars, but tanks help the children of the world. The tank floats. Alrighty. Well, no worries, have a good second breakfast, boys. Leave some for me, please. I haven't had breakfast yesterday, I woke up late, so... Don't bother be mean, I need to learn. No, when I say be nicer, I don't mean I'm not going to be as educational. I mean, I'm just not going to, like, you know, be snippy about it. Okay, yeah, thanks, Borderwise. I'll be over in a jiffy. So, first things first. As mentioned on the other builds already, when you have your bridge, you don't want your glass to be matching your roof, because it looks like your bridge has a receding hairline now, okay? So, you want to remove that, and also, do you notice how your bridge is very unsupported? The way I would do it, think of it like layers, okay? So I would do like something like, you know, maybe a wide layer at the bottom, 2 thin layers, wide layer, maybe a thin layer or 2, or maybe, you know, like a thin layer and then thin layer that juts out. Or actually, you know what, yeah, let's do it like that, and then, you know, another wide layer up top, something like this, right? So you kind of have that idea here. Your base is pretty wide, then you have thin, then you go super wide. It's the super wide part that gets me. So your base should never be thinner than your top. Does that make sense? So what I recommend doing for superstructures, honestly, is get some basic shapes down. Like maybe start with like a basic circle, right? A checkered border has some potential. Where? Or even in the bottom and top and thinner middle then? Yeah, so up here, do you see how you have it follow the exact edges of your entire platform? You don't want to do that. So I would definitely condense the bridge down. And then maybe add some radar masts on top that aren't just one block thick. So like, this is the right idea. This is wrong. Does that make sense? Look at how the alloy and metal join. Ooh, okay, that's actually kind of a cook. I like that idea. Interlocking it like that, that's cool. Top should be bigger. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, no worries. Aside from that, turrets. So, let's take a look at your turrets. Okay, we're going to do a deep dive into this build. Your turrets. You have round turret wells in them, but they're not round turrets. Also, they have no mantlets. So right now, if your barrels go up, which let's assume they do, you see how they just go up, but they don't look like they should be going up. They clip through. Okay, you turn off your AI. Silence you. Now, these little ideas here, I like this idea, and I love the little turret wells you crafted for them, but, like, this little, oh, what's it called? The necks between the hull and the turret. Anyway, I'm gonna call them turret wells, but yeah, these little fins I like the idea of. It's just the turrets don't do them justice, so I would do a rounder shape for the turret, maybe even an oval shape, or maybe, you know, round front, square back. Barbette, thank you, that's the word. I knew it started with a B. And then go from there. And then same with back here. Do you see how this is super wide, and then you go super thin for your bridge? Keep this going back into here, and then you can do more between here, right? That'll make your base wider, and it'll let you have bigger bridges up top. But remember, what you probably want is, instead of having the entire fin be a bridge or a viewing platform, you probably want a small viewing platform back here. Probably want a mast, maybe for your radar and detection, and then maybe a smokestack, and maybe even a little flying bridge at the back over top of the back turret, if you really want to get fancy, right? Like, I'm gonna have a flying bridge on the privateer. Actually, you know what? Let's show the freebooter. Actually, the freebooter is a great example of this. So. Now, obviously, I build in a different style. I build deep water guard. That part is obvious. No, you don't. Get back here, you. So, you see how I have my bridge at the front, which is pretty wide. Don't get me wrong. It's a pretty large guy. And then I kind of go into, like, an open space where I put a sea-whiz, but you could, like, you know, just have an enclosed hallway here, whatever you want, right? Depending on how your style goes. And then I have my smokestack here, and then I have a little bit of balcony at the back. A little visual area where you can look out to fire the torpedoes from. So that's what I mean when I say you kind of want to structure your superstructure. I also have some masts for detection, little crow's nest, little flags, stuff like that, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Smokestack can think of that. Yeah, so there's tons of stuff. Like, honestly, that's why people always say, look at real ships, and you'll get inspiration for what you might need on a fake ship, right? So that's where I'm going with that. Again, obviously, Deep Water Guard is a very unique style. You don't have to copy my layout or how I did it. I would actually recommend not doing that, because Deepwater Guard does not build like others. Yeah, so merchant more to the shrine than I did. Exactly. Aside from that, the other issue, let's get into the hull now, okay? So you did a bow, which is the right idea, but it's a complete brick all the way down, right? So probably about here. Oh, a wedge bow, okay. Well, you know what? Okay, so if you're gonna use a wedge bow, don't use 1 meter slopes, use 2 meter slopes. Because A, blends better. See how that blends better? So I remove all this. So you can see how that is the same. So a 1 meter wedge, where is it? 1 meter wedge is the same as a 2 meter slope. And I'll show you the difference here. So this is what you have, and then this is what I have. And you can see how that mine angles a little bit cleaner. It's not as crinkled, as we say. So, made this before watching the video stating the concavity change of the real ship. Hey, no worries. In fact, did I miss something? No, we're just doing some review. I'm just taking time to explain to RageBot here how I would do a bow here. And the other thing which is nice here. So, let's say you were to start sloping yours in, like how I'm going to recommend, okay? We do this. Excuse me. Let's say, I probably want to do this, and then you have a 2 meter back here, right? So you would have to do something like this, and then you get into really, really weird shapes with it. So then you'd have to do boom, 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 a little weird shape in here. I'm doing this super quick, so this isn't like fully explanatory. But that's how your bow would look if you sloped it down instead of just keeping it flat, right? Whereas this one's probably going to actually look a little bit sillier because it's going to be crinkling right away, but it's going to go back a lot further. So you can see how at the sides there it crinkles because it's a 1 meter into a 2 meter. But you can see how one bow is a little bit more streamlined, right? And if I show you the aerodynamics, look at that, Chad. I'm actually doing a functional part too. You can see how this one's a little bit more yellow, whereas this one is almost all green. Yeah, just something to think about. That's all. Makeshift 8 meter slopes with 4 meter. Oh yeah, there's that trick too. But let's not complicate things bummed out right now. Okay, let's just keep it simple, and then we can go from there. 3 meter wedge. No, silly, those are for decks. True. Yeah, we'll keep it simple for now, and then next time they submit, if you do end up submitting again, we can further refine hull build. But for now, just use the basic blocks without getting into deco. get on that when I play next. This will be being real helpful. Hey, no worries. That's why I do this. And then same with the sides here. You have very flat sides. So what I always recommend, again, I'll grab the Freebooter as an example. Because the Freebooter is probably the biggest ship I have where I'm actually really happy about it. So again, on the Freebooter, you can see how it runs away from me at the slightest provocation. So you can see how I'm always moving the shape. The only flat space I have is at the wheels. And then it's always that like oval or teardrop shape, right? So whereas yours, you have the bow and then you just flatten it out, and then you have a stern. See? Interesting. Okay. I actually don't even know if that works functionally. But that's curious. We won't address the stern. You know, let's focus on the front of the ship for now. Sterns are hard, okay? Let's focus on the front of the ship for now. Oh, that was the stern of all time. But yeah, and by the way, when you do your ship like this, it'll be thinner, yes? So you might have a harder time armoring your turrets. I don't know how big your turrets are. Oh yeah, you have so much room, so you can definitely slope this down a little bit more. Yeah, and then that way it will make your ship go faster, and the faster you go, the less armor you need. It's kind of like, you know, cause and effect. So on the sets are alloys point, I'm telling you, that's fine. Could be a smoother shape at the bow. Yeah, that's what I was explaining in Saito. So that's what I was saying. Like, if you're gonna be using a wedge bow, then at least have it slope in, and that will give you a better. That'll give you more speed too. Cause what's your max speed right now? Let's see how fast you go. Ignoring the blocks I put on there, I assume it's not gonna change too much. Okay, yeah. So with this many props, you go about the same speed as the Freebooter. So that's like, yeah, let's say that 24 is your max. With that many props, you go the same speed as the Freebooter with only 2. Actually, I think this Freebooter might be slightly faster. So you can see how hull shaping will really help set you up for success, right? Yeah, because I go about 3 meters a second faster. What is my max speed actually? Yeah, it's 27. Okay. So you can see there how just the hull shaping alone is a little bit, you know, easier. Because I only have 2 props compared to, I didn't see how many you had, but there we go. The answer is a lot. All right. The bridge crew. Why is it all stone up here? Okay, so your bridge crew is just a lot of signs. You steam prop, should I? They don't even start gentle with me. Sterns never kiss me before they bend. Jesus Christ, Swellboy. Swellboy is not a stern kisser. Stern kisses me about stopping jealous. Jesus Christ, guys. Yeah, so my issue. Oh, also, don't use video cameras, they're very laggy. I'll just recommend that for future stuff. Yeah, stone up here is really thrown off your center of mass as well. So try to use wood, I would advise. What else can I help with? I think the other thing too is, do you see how most of your craft is either metal deck or alloy deck? I would highly recommend switching the texture so it's not the same as the sides of your craft. So I like to use, you know, I use wood slope with wood deck. You can see how even though I'm using mostly wood for a two-parter guard design, I still have that variation in texture. And then if I had a full metal side, I would still use a wooden deck, which you'll see. I could probably show off the Silver Snow Shogun and stuff. I think start with those for now, and you'll be pretty good to build. Quickly show off the Ronin just to explain what I mean with that one fin. So you can see how even though most of the sides are alloy and metal, kind of like how your ship is, I split up that texture with the deck being reinforced wood. So I don't lose too much armor value, but I do get to really break up that texture, and it makes it a lot easier. Video cameras are also a security risk, are they? That part I didn't know. Yeah, anyway, I hope that helps just a little bit, Ragebot. Alright, high wind. Let's take a look at this one. Ooh, what is this little creature? This little confetti guy. Okay, I see the engines on spin blocks. I already like this. Melazor, what are you cooking here? So I will say, this does run into the issue of it's a little bit too round for FTD. You've done some really incredible texture work here, actually. This is like, especially this little center area here. This is insane, getting the crown texture. What texture? What is this from? What mimic is that? I actually don't know what mimic that is. Either way, that's really incredible texture there, but it does feel a little bit too round, especially back here for FTD.
Ruston, I have a message from the field. Are you saying he decopes? Ione gasp.
This one I say maybe deco cope, but no. What does this actually look like without the decos? Okay, no, the shape is there, that's fine. I'm also looking at the front here, yeah, so the shaping is there, it's just the texture that's decoed on mostly. But I would still, like, a lot of this, like, circularity at the back doesn't fit with the boxiness of this game. That's the issue you're going to run into with this build, is that it's not going to look like it belongs in FTB, because, like, there's no... Actually, I don't see a single area of voxel shaping. I think it's all decoed. Aside from the propellers. So, and, like, the custom jets. So it's interesting. You know, it's a cool design, don't get me wrong. It's just, it's, you just going directly to whatever website is programmed in. There's no website for... So that's a video camera. So that video camera just pretty much re-renders the entire game and then puts it on the second screen. That's why I said it causes lag. You're thinking the video screen, which you can like link to YouTube and stuff. Money half paying attention. Okay, well, why are you speaking if you don't know what you're talking about? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to ask. Like, you can't like lecture us when you don't even know what the subject is. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, my ship has one camera per turret. I found the lag and lowered it. I'll remove the point on it. Yeah, no worries. It's not a security threat like Dooley is saying. It's just it does re-render the entire game a second time. My one Sea Jackal submarine uses it so I can have a functional periscope where you can sit in the captain's room and actually use it like a periscope. It's very fun. It's just a chair on a turret with a video screen, but it's very fun. I highly recommend it. But yeah, it's just it does cause lag. Anyway, yeah, Melzer, I like this build. It's just it's a little interesting. I want to see more vox on this too. I feel. Oh, that's from me. Don't worry about that. Nakia FC. Okay. Ooh, I like this little symbol on it. And again, so same issue here. You're using a little bit too circular. I would personally structure this out with blocks and a little bit of decos to make it a little bit voxel circular. Because when you have a perfect sphere like this, it just looks a little bit off. You know what I mean? So I would change that. I like the mantlets for the barrels though. The barrels look great. This is slow-mo, yeah. Okay. Honestly, I like most of this, honestly. I think this is really good. You have some nice voxel shaping, you have some nice areas. It's just that one spherical turret is a little bit too spherical. Oh, I love the way you have the exhaust here. I also love the way you incorporated the engines too. Very well done. Ah, this is really well done. Who made this? Who is slow-mo? I know it's not slow boy. How much firepower is this? Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, just change these to be a little bit more voxely, and I think this would be a really good build. Very well done. Alright. Go near T62. Alright, so this is one of Herb's little guys. So, same idea as what we had earlier with Ragebot's build. You need texture, and you can't have all heavy armor. So, like, do you see how you started with metal here? Replace the entire track guards with metal. There's nothing within these track guards. That's a lot of wheels. That's gonna eat up so much volume too, by the way. So you can get a lot of volume reduction on this if you get... Oh, there's a... No. Yeah, get rid of these top wheels. It'll save you a lot of volume. And it also means that you could... like, they don't do anything up there. So wheels along the ground will increase your speed. Wheels across the top do not. Oh no, I'm being used as a base, lol. Well, no, it's a good example, right? Because it builds... It's repetition. Repetition is education. Oh, hey, it's actually compatible. True. And then same thing with this as well, where you want to have the mantlet a little bit more obvious. So I would like core out the center here, up this turret, core this out, let the mantlet go up and down, and then just round off here. So you have a diamond turret here which reminds me of like those old French tanks from World War II. And if that's what you're going for, that's fine. But you could definitely integrate it a lot better into the shape in here. And, you know, turrets are usually round, I find. And then same with back here, just, again, some texture would go a long way to help. Like, you have some metal here, which is cool. But track guards is metal, center keep is heavy armor. That already is, like, half your texture. And then same with the, you know, rangefinder metal, and then center heavy armor. You could do some really easy texturing here, like how Steel Empire does it. Question about your CC, Roar. You haven't said CA can have cram, can they? What weapons did I give them? I believe I gave them cram. Could be mistaken. Let me go see it. Oh yeah, I forgot to add cram. Yeah, cram can. Cram is just no incendiary. Just edit that post real quick. Yeah, I think what happened is I was in the middle of writing it during a stream, and then we swapped to roasts, and so I forgot to continue what I was trying to say. No cram, no incendiary. Gotta check this one, incendiary first try. No EMP. I think the rest of cram is fine. Praise this tank for not just being another Scarab clone. Well, yeah, but also the Scarab is just a good-looking tank. Or are you odd or even? I'm probably odd. Steel Empire succeeded at tanks so hard they removed all the other original ideas from Villager's conception. Yeah, there is that. Like, why I like Cringe's tanks so much is because they're not just Scarab, but also keep in mind, like, the Scarab is good. And then same with down here, yeah, just add some. Well, you added blue down here at least. Yeah, it's not the worst tank. It definitely feels like a little starter guy for Ashes, which is pretty cute. I do like small tanks, but you're still lagging a little on the TV, so you're dropping words anyway. Oh, for once, I actually fixed OBS, so that part's not me. NZ Internet. Ah, I see. Fair. True, yeah, that would do it. Alright, let's go see what the Quadra Carrier is all about. Oh my god, what is this one gonna be? Alright, first things first, I think, Saito, is this yours? Yeah, okay, so let's very quickly go into the build menu and switch out that white to shininess one. Just get the shininess down. Alrighty. This is interesting, I'll give you that much. Alright, let's actually just pause, because otherwise that's going to be hard to review, I think. Why is it lagging my game so badly? What colors did you put on this that are causing it the black shiny as well? Why does my game dislike this one specifically? It's only 12k volume. What did you do to this, Saito? Like, the game's paused right now. Why does my bitrate hates this? Anyway, interesting. Carrier for the very material-hungry foramer. Not sure why it's laggy for me. For me, it's not laggy. Yeah, no, my game does not like this guy. Maybe it's not fully loaded in yet. Yeah, that's strange. Anyway, it's interesting. I'll give it that much. Flamethrowers at the front are a little bit basic. Could definitely be better. The ram to the sides and what? Does it have lights on it? That might be it. This is also in the dark paint. Yeah, I already removed that. Oh, color paint 8, my bad. It was on, oh, it was on both black paints. Paint 9, that's paint 8. Do you just max shiny on all your colors? You do. I see. Paint 21. That's 22. No, that shouldn't be it. That's purple. Oh, strange. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't know why this thing is so much dislike for the bitrate today. But yeah, so aside from Max Shiny, obviously, which it launches when attacks the enemy. Oh, I wonder if it's a breadboard fin then, maybe. Is this in build this the old Kraken replacement to the Paphos computer? Yeah, it seems like that. It might be a breadboard memory leak. But essentially, big RAM, that's neat. But I think it's a little bit basic with those flamethrowers there. And then the rest of it too it's interesting, but like add some like, I don't know, the props don't feel like props, they just feel like slapped on top, right? So maybe add some casings for the props. The bridge in the center is interesting, but again, it's very flat, right? So maybe some more you do there. And then back here with the chains. I don't know. It feels like it needs a little bit more. And also, these decos are very squished. But definitely add some, I'll do some structural work down there, maybe use some actual... Actually, I'm just curious now as to what's causing it. It's not like subcontracts, it's not the amount of mimics. It has to be a breadboard. I don't have a breadboard. How many ACBs do you have? 22. Is it AI breadboard or what's the actual block itself called? I always forget. Yeah, if it's not breadboard, I have no idea what's causing this. No breadboard? Yeah, no, there's something causing that amount. That's weird. Unless maybe something else earlier caused a memory leak, but no, it's just that design. Strange. Yeah, because I was gonna say it's not it's not too big of a design because we had the like the freebooter is bigger than that design. That variable name's just wrong. Bread goes mental. Well, there's no breadboard. That's not the issue. All right, so this is interesting. I think this is by Dome, right? Remember Layla. Okay. Yeah, I know there was someone who I solicited in the Deepwater Guard chat saying, "Oh, cool, your first Deepwater Guard build. Let me review it for you." Oh no, this is Dome. Okay, I was right. Is that a rowboat on top of the bridge? Yes, and I actually really do like that. That's cute. The little rowboat up there, but I would say have the oars actually like angled downwards as if gravity's affecting them, or maybe have them at different heights even. You could do tons of stuff there. That would be really fun. Aside from that, your pontoons feel a little bit too far back. Usually pontoons would go around the water wheel area. I love what you did with the water wheel casing though, having the little walkway around it. But consider this for your consideration, my friend. Just do, like, you know, either split it up so it doesn't have to be fully together, right? Or if you really want them to match the ever stairs, where is it? Just deco them out a little bit. So I personally recommend just keeping them like this. Because you see how it adds some depth to your build? The thing with Deepwater Guard builds is you love to have depth with your build. In from the depths. Roll credits. And then you do the same thing that a lot of Paphos people do. Where you kind of... I'm going to use wood. I think wood looks better than trying to combine metal up here. Add a little bit of an overhang. Otherwise, you see how that looks a little bit more offensive? Like, it looks a little bit more, like, you know, he's coming to get you. Whereas this kind of looks like nerd emote receding hairline. Does that make sense? So do something like that. Down here. Yeah, you did down here. Fine. The slope up is fine. So can't complain about that too much. Everything else looks right. Yeah, just never use the 1 meters to meet the glass. Always have a little bit of an overhang on this. Is what I recommend. Yeah, I gotta go. No worries, Azusa. Have a good one. Cute little Deepwater Guard fan build? Yeah, it's not bad. I like him. He's a cute little guy. He's just, he needs some work. And same up here. Do you see how you crinkled this back on itself? I wouldn't do this. What I would do is start back here. Okay, deco work is interesting. Let's do this. And then just have it come into here. Then this way you really accentuate that it's a rowboat. You see how you don't have to go out for it either? It just kind of works in here. Here, you can take your own look here. So this one, your eye follows it up until this corner here, and then it crinkles out and then back in. Whereas over here, your eye follows the metal up the slope into the boat itself. Does that make sense? So it's a bit sleeker. Yeah. So you can really see the difference between those two. And plus, this way you keep it metal texture as well, which is a little bit just more consistent. Because switching between metal into wood supports was a little bit strange. We're gonna delete all this for now. Don't worry about it. Oh. So just stuff like this to conceptualize is always an idea. You did it the right fin though by using the 1 meter here and then deck one with 2 meter. That was the right idea. It's just I would have moved it all back in one. And you can see there just how it looks. You can even actually do it asymmetrically. Switch those right hand side, switch these to metal. You could even do it like asymmetrically, which could be some really fun asymmetry. Because you already have the mast up top asymmetricalized. But yeah, I kind of like the asymmetry on that actually. That's cuter. But it's up to you. Remember that when you're trying to make something look cute, you want to have one over-exaggerated feature, which I think your rowboat here is a great job of. It's going for a lane on top like a trailer. Ah, okay, I see. In that case, you'll want a supporting fin down here. So let's put it back to how we had it, though. So let's see, it's like this, right? So we do this. Then why not just put some truss across, but make it a little bit easier to let's see. You know what, let's just do this the easy way. Maybe not stretch it out. You get the idea, though. Like, put a little fin across. Actually, you could probably do poles, actually. Let's try poles. Poles stretch better. Let's do left right positioning. 5. 5. So you can see how that makes it look like a frame now. I do asymmetry, roar hot takes. I feel like that's not really a hot take. But you see how the pole across here makes it look more like a frame now? I hope that makes sense. Anyway, tons of different ways you could do this, depending on how you want to take it. But either way, it's still a really solid concept. And then back here, same idea, just, you know, get those, back here we'll keep the metal, just because at the front I took away the metal. And then you did trim, detail. The paint is its own little beast, but I get the structure shaping first and then worry about paint. That's what I'd say. I would argue all of this should be purple. Keep the detail. Like that. But that's just me, right? I do paint differently. I like the little pocket over here. That's cute. With the little telescope balcony. Though over here, maybe replace this one with a machine gun. You know, asymmetry is really the name of the game with Deep Water Card. Aside from that, your turret caps, they're okay. The front being like that feels off to me. Yeah, how would I modify that? That is a weird shape, in my opinion. Also, why do you have echoes? Oh, maybe for the sides. Yeah, that'll do it. How would I do this? Use a square corner here. Unless... Actually, could I get away with using the square corner? Let's do this. I'm gonna try something here because I wanted to try this for a while. Nah, it's not gonna work how I want it to. I need like oh, what's the block I need? I know what block I need. I forget the name of it right now. You can also just like put it across like this, and then this one over here. No, I don't like flat much at the front either. There's a way to do this. I've done this shape before, and I'm trying to remember how to do it. It's been too long. Or do you feel cute? I'm a little bit asymmetric, so probably. I don't have any exaggerated features though. You know what? We'll come back to that. But yeah, round off the front of the turret, I think, would probably help. Even maybe. Get away with doing no. I guess you just have to use a pleat at the front then. That'd be all you really have to do. Yeah, that's a weird shape. I like the sides of it and the rangefinder. That's fine. That looks great. You did a good job there. It's just that front of the turret is strange. You don't have enough room to, like, you know, continue to pattern fully out, right? Like, you'd have to do something like this. Yeah, that's where the barrel goes. Damn. Yeah, imagine that was like a 0.5 corner there, something like that, just to get rid of that flat space, because the flat space is what's throwing me off it, right? That's all. The pontoons on the side are cute. I like them, but yeah, I think if you just move the pontoons, so instead of connecting them between these two metal bits, connect them between these two metal bits, and then have the wheels in front of them. I think it would look better. It's just the pontoons are the same length as the stern, and that's what's throwing me off. Because you can see how to ransack their pontoons. Let's take a look at that real quick. So the ransack also has rear pontoons. It's like, you know, rear favored pontoons. I love the way I do love the way the water wheel is put in here. So you can see how the ransack does that. And then you can see how the plunderer does it. Where the plunderer has a little bit... I hit the right controls, please. Plunderer has a little bit more center. Actually, I guess they're both rear-centered pontoons. Plunderers goes a bit more forward, the ransacks goes a bit more back. But you can see how like the pontoons should never be really behind the stern. And yours is just a little bit too close. So I think if you move them forward just by one, it would look really solid. But yeah, no, like overall though, it's a really good start. It feels like a very small path design. I love the rowboat idea. I love the little guys, you know, like, it's a really solid design. Kind of makes me want to try doing a pontoon like small Corvette, because I do need a Corvette size. I need something bigger than the Yellowfin with APS, like maybe just one or two of those APS turrets I have, and then just make them a bit smaller. And I mean near center mass, or at least near where your eyes are drawn to. Yeah. Wide version of the wedge block. Oh, you know what? You're so right, actually. I think that would work, Ragebot. Good idea. But yeah, tons of different little things you can add to that dome. Just take a look at the Ever Deepwater Guardcraft. If you're in my server and you decide to stick around, if you go to my Rorson downloads, I think I just re-updated the updated freebooter should be in there. So feel free to take a look at there if you want any design inspiration and whatnot. All right, so here we go. This one's even more like the freebooter. I love those collapsed turrets and on themselves. These look really good. Ah, no torpedoes. Damn. Torpedoes or pneumatic launcher? Oh, interesting. All right, so I do like, you've done a lot better on the bridge here, Lava. I love this idea conceptually with the teeth. Throne room, loot room, either could be really cool. I actually really do like the teeth concept. That's cool. So I will say, put one in that's maybe a broken tooth. So like, let's say this guy here, maybe, oh. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Lava. You are aware that we have pyramids, right? Pretty sure we have mimic pyramid shape now, don't we? Pyramid, or is it? Oh, you know what? Maybe it's just cone. It might just be cone shape. Nose cone, cone. Oh my god, look at the vertices on that cone. Never mind, actually. Why does the nose cone have so many less vertices than the cone? That's wild. Alright. I thought we had a pyramid shape. Let's just take a look at the mimic shapes. Mimic hollow, mimic pierced hollow, pierced cube the pole, plane square. Oh, okay, I see what that is. Nose cone, pole negative, pole half hollow. We have tons of new shapes lately. I just never used any of these. Pole tape. Oh, pole tapered is huge. I didn't know we had that. Quarter sphere. Sphere mirrored. When did we get quarter spheres? That's also huge. Sorry, chat. I have not looked for a mimic sphere. Apparently, sphere 16, sphere half, hollow. Neat. Oh, we have hexagon now too. Cool. Oh, we even got pentagons. Let's go. Anyway, you can see that we have quite a bit of shapes now. So that's. But apparently, we do not have a pyramid. I thought we had a pyramid. Weird. That's my bad. Alright, hexagon the bestagon, so true. I genuinely thought we had a pyramid somewhere. Alright, no, in that case you did great here. In which case I would just argue maybe make some of them shorter. To represent like chips in the teeth and whatnot, right? just little details like that, little offsets could really help. Geometrics of course. I genuinely thought we had a pyramid shape, I'm not gonna lie. Give it a gold tooth. Oh yeah, a gold tooth would work really well too. Like, let's take this one for example. Boom. Now he's rich, now he's fancy. That actually was a really good idea, Core. I will say though, I do genuinely like this quite a bit. And you did the little offset fin up here. Very good work on this, Lava. This, I feel like this is a little bit too short though. But you made it wide. You know what? It's not how I would do it, but it's not bad. Let's put it that way. So yeah, no, this is interesting. I like this conceptually a lot. And then oh my god, yeah, the rest of your superstructure is hella improved. These don't work though. I'm sorry, but these little guys off to the side, they're just not working. Maybe you can put a mast between the smokestacks if you want them there, or maybe just having them jutted out straight, but curved logs. You know, flamethrower replacement in the mouth for some reason. Oh, maybe, yeah, I could see it. Still, the idea of like a mouth underneath a path of stuff, I want to do in the balcony, but I do like this idea. Having the idea of like teeth underneath could be really cool. The other thing you could do too is like make the two front ones like veins almost, and then have the rest of them shorter as well. Could be really interesting. Tons of different little ideas you could do with that. Interior is nice and spacious. I'm excited to see what you do with it. The rear doors work as well. Turret caps really nice. Those look like little crossbone turrets. So the little ammunition belts going into them doesn't make too much sense considering the caliber of the gun. But it's a cute little touch. Yeah, I just realized as well that you moved your turrets around too. Very nice. No, this is really well done, Lava. This is a massive upgrade compared to the last time I saw it. Very good work. I'm excited to see where you go with it. Alrighty. Tracker 2, another carrier. Lots of carriers today. Oh, this one feels like it's gonna be too big. Alright, this reminds me very much of Red Alert 2. The aircraft carrier. Oh, never mind. It's a battle carrier. Okay, I'm kind of vibing with this Horsenator. This is cool. Oh, this is in your typical style too. I love Horsenator's style with like the heavy geometric shaping at the back. Can I turn off these guys' balloons, please? Thank you. There we go. Alright, so let's actually take a look at these guys. The planes themselves, pretty cool. A little bit basic. I love the idea of a broadside and carrier boat, and I love the way the geometric shaping on Horsenator's craft goes. And look, there's a little walkway beneath the geometric shaping. That's so clean! That's actually so clean. Good work on this. I love this. Oh, and it's a catamaran too. Okay, so my one issue with it being a catamaran is that you didn't give enough space for the water to pass through. So with catamaran, like, okay, you have a little bit of a well here. I don't know, I feel like it feels a little bit too filled in. A catamaran, you'd want to have a little bit of a U-shape down here to let the water pass between the two hulls, because otherwise that's so much water resistance. And it's just not very hydrodynamic. But seriously, good work on some of these. Like, this is really well done for the most part. And I love the little elevator too with the plane. That's adorable. Love that. Really good work. That's a solid addition to your fleet, honestly. Alright. Ventus Squadron. Okay, so, first things first, why is his neck cricked over? Like, he has like a crick in his neck right now. Let's just take all of this, right? Yeah, so the way, like, you very rarely want your planes to just, like, frick in on each other. Or on themselves, I guess, in this case. So it's gonna look like a tube. But that part can be fixed later. Yeah, just fix his neck a little bit, please. Maybe not quite like this. I could definitely see some other shaping coming into play here. But, yeah, the massive, like, crick downwards in his neck wasn't... that just doesn't work. This doesn't make sense. Gooseneck plane, yeah. Especially the CC, I think. If they're any good. Ah, don't put yourself down. If you tell someone like, oh hey, I did this drawing, but I think it's dog shit, and they have a preconceived notion that it's gonna be bad, right? So just say you put some drawings in there, and then I can take a look at them. Because if I have the preconceived notion that they're gonna be bad, then I'm not gonna want to look at them, right? The canards are fine. The engines, this feels very much like SR-71 Blackbird energy to me. Yeah, kind of. Interesting. The intakes are very spiky. I'm not sure if that's part of your style. Who did this, Necro Bro? Not sure if the spiky engines are part of your style, but I don't know. I feel like an intake I'd want a little bit more aerodynamic, right? Where's the CC discussion page? It is in Ruins of Carfian forum, just underneath the factory from the depth section. Aside from that, engines 2, again, very spiky. I feel like I want to see a little bit less spikes. And the canards being, like the flight surfaces being pure white compared with the rest of the craft just feels a little bit off as well, but that might be a fleet color issue. Overall, though, yeah, just fix the neck. Maybe if you have to get the neck that far forward, maybe just move it back. I don't think it needs to go that far forward. Alright, and then Lucerne updated. Ooh, okay, I'm vibing with this already. I love ironclad style. Okay, this looks like an updated, just like an ironclad update in general. Like CSS Virginia type ironclad. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but I'm looking at the front here, and that's what it reminds me of the in-game ironclad. I've been yapping too long, my throat got dry there. Okay. Drink some water now. You know what? This is pretty solid. Who made this? Scarab? Scarab, this is a really well done design. I really like this little guy. I am not gonna look at the internals. Yeah, you could definitely use some more firepower for sure. But I do genuinely like the look of him. The look is there, I think. Very good. It's a bit of a mixture of the in-game ironclads, yeah. Yeah, it's clean. I want to build some ironclads. I'm going to be doing so for December when I do the Onyx Watch design tutorials. Because I'm going to start with the ironclads, hybrids, castle ships, and then do the sail ships last, because by that point, the little update should be out. Or at least an experimental, so I can beg Sean, just going, please, 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 please let me play with it. And then go from there. But we'll see how that goes. No, really well done in the Scarab. What a great way to finish off the day. So, that's going to be all for me today, chat. Let's do this. Wow. Yeah, so tomorrow is going to be some EU5. We're going to be continuing our achievement hunts. And then Sunday, we're actually going to see what it's going to be. I want to stream Sunday because even when I took the time off last Sunday, I didn't get much done. I find that I don't get much done unless I'm actively streaming alongside also, I'm going to go edit now and I'm going to be really productive tonight after stream type thing, right? So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow for some EU5. Well, let's go see who we want to raid. And you know, I think I want to raid Tyr. I haven't seen Tyr in a while, so let's go see what Tyr's up to. Also, yeah, it's Tyr's last stream before PAX. So, raid. Actually, let's go double check that they're still live, because I know they tend to stream about the same time I do. Yeah, they're still going to be live. Okay. Raid. Knights. And Tyr. There we go. See you next time, maybe. Probably join after, but I put some time in the rework in the hash. Yeah, no worries. Take your time. Still, it's nice again to meet you, and I'm glad I was able to help. Alrighty. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for some EU5. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. And then next time we're doing FTD, for those of you only interested in FTD, will be Monday. I'll post the schedule in my Discord. At least I'll try to remember to. Schedule is pretty consistent, though. Friday, Monday, FTD. Saturday, Sunday, EU5, or whatever game I'm playing at the time. Feel free to leave a follow and join the Discord if you're curious. Aside from that, that's going to be all from me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.